would not be the same. A few people laughed. A few people cried. Most people were silent. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
We think the Houthis are doing what Houthis
fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dogs. Why am I held accountable? God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
Happy birthday to you. All together, happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. Actually talking about there at the NRA meeting that's today in Texas.
Oh, he posted this on his main channel. This is like the first video he's posted on this channel in like 4 or 5 years.
Someone should buy. Oh yeah, and I got a tattoo also, so I'm cool like that now. Left or right, I always thought that despite our differences, there was one thing we could all agree on. And what was that? That we love America and everything she stands for.
Mom and Dad and apple pie.
Sure, there's plenty to criticize and endless things to improve, but I thought it was about making a more perfect union, not tearing it down.
And marching bands, a pride that only
the thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism.
That's America. That's America to me.
I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hasan Piker. You might remember him from such classics as
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. That's not what I said. You dumb cracker bitch.
and of course, the Leftovers podcast, which was our show, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
Here is Ethan Klein being a delightful human being.
I was just going to say, if there's another Holocaust, if they start rounding up the Jews again, I hope Ben gets...
Notice how when Hasan talks about me and he brings up all my past crazy things because I'm so insane, he always acts like these were like things that he just found out about me. Whereas Ethan will openly say, hey, I knew about Hasan's like edgy humor. I figured they were jokes or whatever. At least Ethan has the dignity to own that. I also want to be on record saying that I disagreed with this joke that Ethan made at that time.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And we went on making the show for about 2 years and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened. We were doing our regular show, and for the first time I noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats.
Destiny moment, oh no.
Not whatever this was. I don't hate the idea of like people who can be successful. I think it's good that people can achieve success in the term monetary success. I mean, that's what that means, right? I do. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Because I see so many people in the chat saying no.
I don't know what y'all are tripping about. Like, what the f*** do you
What is the idea that
you guys
people
like
are looking for?
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many radical communists? Suck it, chat. You're watching a capitalist pig. Deal with it.
What a weird thing to say.
You guys are all like radical communists? There's that many? You're essentially advocating to change the entire structure of all societies today on Earth. That's not radical? And then this happened. This comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head. If you're in a socialist...
Just as a quick thing. Oh, so it's interesting here too. I'm just like comparing how I view people, I guess how they view their fan bases, is that if I say something I'm very aware of like where my fan base is, and if my fan base is like severely off from what I think or feel, it like sounds alarms for me. So he's having this moment now where he's like, wait a second, are you guys fucking communist, socialists? The fuck? This is why I get so irritated when lay epic centrists like your, shoe and mouth or whatever are saying shit like, oh, like no, we're centrist here. We throw pie at both sides, haha. Meanwhile, audience 65% Trump supporters, 34% RFK and Tulsi Gabbard supporters, 1% wish Obama could run again.
Comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, which would surely exist, what would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
The solution to that would always be education. And
I will never, to this day, I don't know. I don't think Hasan is stupid. I didn't think he was radical, but now I do think he's more radical. But I also don't know what his mission is sometimes, because he's supposed to be like a propagandist. So he's supposed to market this for the average person. There were so many better ways for him to either dodge this question, answer this question, or lie. I don't know why he owned the re-education camp characterization of his position.
If you're in a socialist country with multiple parties, and one of the parties is a capitalist party, what would you do if that party started gaining momentum?
Oh my God, Ethan is asking such a question. You murder them all! Say it! You kill them all!
Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
That's what Mao did. That's what they did after the Bolshevik Revolution to other lefties.
the solution to that would always be education and
re-education camps.
offering more
re-education.
Re-education, certainly, yeah.
Like, I haven't thought about this, and I'm sure there are better answers, but I guess like spinning off the top of my head, right? If somebody were to ask you, what would you do about capitalists coming up in a socialist society? You would say, well, part of the reason why we have socialism is because we believe that too much centralization of power to capital owners is something that corrodes and destroys the trust of society. The same way that we wouldn't want a society right now democratically where one man owns the military, you wouldn't want a society where one capital owner owns a lot of the means of production because it gives them disproportionate power. So like if people started to become capitalists or wanted to be capitalists, I mean, like we would have to hope that our education systems do the best to illustrate why these aren't good things, but like it would just be a value that wouldn't be accepted in our society because we think they'd be corrosive, right? Like at least an answer like that rather than, but re-education camps, homie, that's like the worst possible answer to give to a normie audience. Why would you give this to a normie audience?
A party started gaining momentum.
The solution to that would always be education and offering more
re-education.
Re-education, certainly, yeah. There should be an enforcement mechanism, and in that enforcement mechanism, I think like rehabilitation, which would include re-education as well.
If putting capitalists in re-education camps isn't disturbing enough, I started to notice that Hasan was carrying a lot of water for communist states' war crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory.
Yikes. Also, that's true too. Ethan is like your best person here to do propaganda with because Ethan is like a friend and he's not trying to like own you here. It was so funny how much Hasan f***ed up so many of these answers when Ethan, your friend here, is doing his best to like make you seem like a reasonable, palatable guy and you're still f***ing it up. Because you can't think on the fly, probably. That's one thing. I wonder if there's like a type of intelligence where you remember slogans, like with the cultural like lexicon or whatever. You remember the slogans and the words that you're supposed to say, but you can't actually create new thoughts or ideas on the fly. You have to have somebody else give the slogan to you. Maybe that's what Hasan's issue is he can't generate dynamic answers to fit the audience. But like this is such a layup here for him. Oh my God.
War crimes and genocides.
What do you call Crimea? I call it a part of Russian territory, bitch. That's what I call Crimea. I call it Crimea River, a Russian river. The annexation of Crimea is absolutely a justifiable annexation. Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
Like, why do you have to carry water for imperialism, for China here? Why not just say like, yeah, I mean, like what happened to Tibet, was tragic. They're probably better off now, but I mean, like we should never excuse that type of, like, that's it. Nobody here cares. Or like, is he losing leftist cred? Do you care about these random small leftist channels that aren't going to be used? Like you already probably don't have cred with the crazy Marxists or the crazy far leftists. So why, like, is this just an insane take?
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know, we talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in normal Tibetan existence before the Communist Party came in and took over.
Remember, this is the exact same arguments that neo-Nazis or white supremacists or just racists in general will make about the American black person, right? These guys were roaming the fields of Africa, and we brought them to this country and we gave them culture. Like, you're better off now for being, you know, domesticated from your savage African root. Like, this is the exact same arguments. It's just wild that he can make these. These are like one-to-one parallel arguments, and he'll make these without like a hint of self-awareness. The fuck? Or natives. Yeah, people say the same thing about Native Americans as well.
Unilaterally took over Tibet,
like
these are their culture. They basically are trying to, you know, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
they're trying to spoil the religion and the identity.
The part of feudal warlords and slavery, abolishing that, yes, I do think that is good.
No, China did them a favor.
This is a good way to describe Taiwan as well. The American federal government going into the South and killing, unfortunately not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery.
Like, that was because it was part of our country, bro. What are you talking? What is that? I don't even remember this part. Did we watch this far in? I don't even remember that part of the comparison. Wait, what the fuck?
This is...
Yes, comrade. Tibet was always a part of...
What? Not all of them, but a decent amount of slavers and defenders of slavery. This is violent retribution from a powerful federal government that squashed, okay?
Tibet is the South in the Civil War?
Yes.
And most disturbingly, a complete whitewashing of the Chinese genocide against their Muslim minority group, the Uyghurs.
Don't they have Uyghur death camps? Is that...
It's not a death camp. They were re-education camps, and they are no...
Like, pro tip, I guess, because I say everybody sucks at propaganda, but you guys are doing good for yourselves, so who the f*** am I to say, I guess. I don't know why you would ever use that term, re-education camp. Just don't use it. Why? Just re-education just has such a horrible connotation. Why would you ever use that term? Just don't. Just avoid it. Well, actually, no. Actually, I can be critical here because Hasan should have never lost this show. This was his... He shouldn't have lost this show.
No longer in operation.
Is that
according
true?
to the Associated Press?
Okay. I saw this crazy documentary, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the surrounding narrative or anything about it, but it was about there was doctors in the area. They would be able to procure organs.
No, no.
I'm telling you, they were in China with
that one is like Shen Yun.
They're like,
Falun
we can
Gong.
get you an organ from a Uyghur. But why is that? Is that really that crazy?
The Associated Press quietly wrote an article that didn't get a lot of coverage in mainstream media about how, like, okay, well, you know, all the concentration camps have been closed now. Like, all the re-education camps are closed now in Xinjiang, and it's like very different vibes in Xinjiang. And now, you know, it's the tourism hour.
Let's see what the Associated Press actually had to say about this. These are all AP articles from the last 2 years.
Wait, somebody linked this is the article that he was referencing. Terror and tourism. Xinjiang eases its grip, but fear remains.
UK independent body reports China committed genocide in Xinjiang. China sanctioned a U.S. research firm and 2 individuals over a report about the human rights violations in Xinjiang.
It's the tourism hour.
To China's fury, UN accuses Beijing of Uyghur rights abuses.
Tourism hour.
Uyghur County in China has the highest prison rate in the world. 1 in 25 people is in a Chinese prison.
It's the tourism hour.
48 Uyghurs detained in Thailand for almost 11 years are on hunger strike to protest their imminent deportation to China.
Oof. One of the spooky things that I heard, I think this was over Uyghurs, right? Is that, did this have to do with TikTok, where China was requesting data from, was it TikTok, to see where Uyghurs had traveled to in other countries? Am I making that up? I think I have parts of that story correct. I don't know if it was about Uyghurs or it was about another ethnic minority, but that was super spooky. At Destiny, this is one of Ethan's weaker points because there were no death camps. There were, and maybe still are, concentration/re-education, which is what Hasan fought against. It was a cultural genocide, but not death camps. Yeah, sure, but I mean, like, Ethan doesn't know. He's like just a layman asking, and Hasan is like denying everything. Phone search program tramples Uyghur rights. Police in the Xinjiang region of China rely on a mass list of 50,000 multimedia files they deem violent and terrorist. Human Rights Watch metadata found. Let me search this one. I thought they were finding things from other countries where they were tracking people's phones or they were requesting data from it. I would have to find it. I thought it was for people that had traveled abroad. That's why it was so spooky and weird. But I don't know. We'll say that's a suspect claim until I find evidence of that.
Where they face imprisonment or execution. Not only does this AP article seem not to exist, reading the AP proved exactly the opposite. Hasan has happily eaten up the Chinese propaganda on this and has regurgitated it to his mainstream audience. Why is he defending China's genocide of their Muslim population? How does this even make sense? It only makes sense if A, he's being paid, or B, he has the political complexities of a 5-year-old. I know America Bad is a meme that people laugh at online, but with Hasan, this does actually seem to be the beginning and the end of his analysis.
2 principles. Let me explain to you. 2 principles that you should keep with you, coming from a person who's Turkish, okay? When you look at a situation in the Middle East, you look at what the local government is and who the Western forces are. Never align with the Western forces.
Jesus.
So when I look at other
That's so
countries,
unhinged.
I look at the regional actor, whoever the regional power player is, and then I look at who is backed by the Western superpowers. That's a principle that you could take home with you. If you want to actually be moral or if you want to be smart about the way you analyze other countries, that's one basic principle that you can take home with you. All of a sudden, magically, you are above on your foreign policy analysis. You're going to be better off than 90% of people that look at the situation.
After seeing all of this, I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then this happened.
We have breaking news out of Israel this morning where Hamas has launched a surprise attack within Israel's borders overnight.
After the shock of October 7th, I noticed a huge increase of anti-Semitic comments from Hasan's stream and Discord, including from his head mod. I was disturbed that Hasan was seemingly okay with this.
Can you, do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you have
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all?
This comment, I remember watching this whole stream. This is, I think, when I actually started to actually fucking hate Hasan as a person. Okay, listen, I'm used to everybody mistreating me, okay? I'm used to it. I don't give a fuck. But, I feel like my demeanor is aggressive enough that I understand it, but Ethan is such a, I feel like Ethan is such a friendly, I don't know, he just doesn't come off as deserving of this.
This is a guy, I've seen him before. He's a spokesman for Hamas.
There are multiple different factions within Hamas right now.
Hold on, let me finish it. The existence of Israel is what causes all the pain, blood, and tears. It is Israel, not us.
Do you want me to talk about it? He's going to say 1 million October 7th as well. Or nobody should blame us for the things we do. On October 7th, on October 10th, on October 1 million, everything we do is justified.
It is justified.
Yeah, he even says it in English. He says it is justified. Agreement on that.
I'm saying this to defend Israel. I'm saying it because I'm just telling you why people are uncomfortable with that phrase, from the river to the sea, because they interpret its use like what this guy is saying, which is that from the river to sea, say to Israel be destroyed and there'll be no Jews left. Do you care that your chat is calling me racist?
I have no responsibility. I can't do anything about that.
Don't you have moderators? Do you care at all?
The reason why people are saying that is because of the conflations that you made, Ethan. That's what, I can't stop people from viewing you a certain way if you're going to make these comparisons that they've heard from actually racist people.
Oh, no.
And genuinely, Ethan has had to carry so much conflict because his wife is Israeli. I don't remember if Ethan has Israeli citizenship or just spent years there. Obviously, he's Jewish. You've got the October 7th shit. He's incredibly critical of the country of Israel. And he's been incredibly critical the entire time. He just doesn't like the idea that maybe, they shouldn't be terrorists attacking everybody. And because he has that position, Hasan's entire audience of 18 to 22-year-old incredibly wealthy white Zoomers, basically it's just open season on Ethan. And when Ethan tries to complain in the softest manner about this is when Leftovers died, by the way. It was absolutely this. Hasan shows no sympathy whatsoever. No sympathy, no grace, no assistance, no understanding, no care. It was just constantly piling on him, basically saying like, you know, I don't know why all these people are being racist and hateful and bigoted. It's like, bro, you brought it on yourself. Hasan says that's unhinged.
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you have
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now.
I'm just trying to tell you guys how it feels. And I'm fucking shocked that you don't care that people in your chat are saying, who the fuck is this child? Cold, arrogant,
Ethan,
as fuck.
I love you, but there's only so much I can do.
How can you be surprised?
He doesn't do anything. Why would Hasan do that? Is there any explanation? I wish that like 20 years in the future, all the streamers could get together and we could ask each other questions. I super want to know. I don't know why Hasan wouldn't just do something here to ease like the worrying of his friend. Like I feel like Hasan wouldn't lose anything with his far left people. He says he's a propagandist. He says he tries to appeal to normies. I don't know why he wouldn't do something here to smooth this over. I don't know why he would give up this whole podcast. I just don't know. I have no idea.
When your Discord is literally full of fucking
Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do if you're making that argument. You know that, right? Like
Hasan's chat had been calling me a Zionist, baby-killing genocider. Maybe it is unreasonable that I'm asking him to moderate his chat for a friend. He doesn't even know where I'm coming from because it's not something he would ever ask for.
And all these other content creators actually, you know, whipping their communities when their chat is going fucking absolutely bananas.
Hasan turns into the biggest baby when LSF is ever mean to him, when Trainwreck's audience used to be mean to him, when XQC's audience used to be mean to him, when anybody's audience was ever mean to him. He would be so sensitive over it. Or maybe it's all intentional. Maybe all of it is super intentional, and Hasan he was always intentionally massaging and molding these audiences, and he knew what was going on the entire time. I don't know.
Over random dumb shit and bringing my name up for no fucking reason. That you were just allowing that shit to run rampant in your chat, and I thought that was fucked up. Ethan, I love you, but there's only so much I can do, especially as someone who thought we were
XQC's point was very good on this, in my opinion. He said that streamers' moderation decisions are very intentional, and if Hasan wanted to stop his chat being hateful to Ethan, it would be super easy to do it and fix it immediately. Fuck, there was this chart that I saw a long time ago where it's like sounds smart and is smart or whatever. And it was like XQC was like in the sound stupid but is smart. XQC is a sharp guy, and he's one of the only people I've heard speak about moderating communities who like is at least honest about how it goes. Like you have as a content creator, you have a huge ability to sculpt and shape how your community acts. And anytime any like content creator will tell you this shit about like, oh, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. Like a content creator can't stop everything. You can always have like an unhinged fan or two. That's always a thing. But if your chat is like wall to wall, like fuck these people, like that's behavior that's coming from the top down. And if you're not like taking steps to do anything about it, you're not addressing it at all. You're basically co-signing it.
There's only so much I can do, especially as someone who thought we were fucking friends. I think that's a reasonable expectation for someone who you consider to be a friend.
XQC's take on this?
Feels.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you guys an insider perspective, chat, about how stream works, chat, and how this works. Okay, this is not gonna be a defending anybody. This is actually more of an attack. Okay, because of how good the filters are these days with moderation. Okay, hold on. Okay. There are levels of what we'll go through, and there's a level that is maybe too much contamination that you can say the streamer doesn't care. Okay, hold on. Now, here's something that will happen very often. Okay, I hate you. I guess there's maybe someone not even hateful, but I gotta say it. Watch a video. Trans person is on the page, right? Boom. Now you're gonna get the most hateful in the chat will say something weird words that aren't being auto-modded, right? Because a lot of it is being auto-modded because of certain words, right? Some words that aren't moderated, right? Okay, I'll give an example because I've seen it before. I'm not gonna say it. But regardless. Right? Now, those will go through the auto-mod because auto-mod doesn't know, right? Like if that word is being used in that way. Then mod will put a filter on that. Okay. Then it will use a certain emote. Then mod will put down a filter. But at one point, there comes a point, right? At all these layers, there's still going to be a little bit of hate left because of some ambiguous use of emote. Like we don't know what they're saying. They're saying see, exactly like this. Like Monka laugh. Do they mean everything banned? I don't want to get banned. Does it mean like Monka laugh? If I say what I want, it's going to be hateful. It's kind of hard to now. It's a little bit ambiguous, and we can't really ban everybody, right? But we're still doing a pretty good job, right? If we don't get to that point in moderation, it's because we don't give a fuck. Usually mod will agree to this. If something isn't being moderated, we don't, like let's say it's a topic like fat shaming, right? Yeah, well, ban people that say, dude, fuck all this stupid ass big burgers. Okay, well, hold on, these will probably get. But if people say fat lol, probably not, because we don't care enough to moderate some some comment that will apply to a lot of other groups, like is what it is. Fat lol. It's not the end of the world. Okay.
Yeah, like every time a streamer is confronted, this happens with every content creator, every streamer, every YouTuber. You know, people are like, hey, your chat has been spamming a ton of like really, you know, really hateful shit. And like every YouTuber's like, wait, what? My chat? What? They're making fun of who? They're what phobic? I had no idea. I'm just now hearing about this. I had no idea. It's like, bro, come on. Really? Hold on.
The problem wasn't that he was pro-Palestinian, because I share a lot of those views, and I've been a stalwart supporter of the Palestinian cause for many years. The problem with Hasan's coverage, and a lot of people like him, was their complete lack of empathy for the Jewish people who were frankly slaughtered by Hamas. He refused to show even a crumb of empathy for the Jewish victims.
But listen to what this guy has to say.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters.
Like, this is unhinged shit. There were so many young Jewish people who were like, bro, what? Excuse me?
But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even, yeah.
Like, that response, God, God, I hate him. Fuck, I hate him. I'm recalling my hatred. Fuck, before it was just funny covering him. Now it's just so evil because Ethan is trying so hard to get some type of like human empathetic connection here, and he gets nothing. Hasan is leaving him out to dry here for his leftist clout. And it's on some unhinged shit that he doesn't even have to own. Hasan doesn't need to defend this. This is unhinged. You don't have to defend, you don't ever, in case you guys didn't know this, you don't ever have to defend terrorist attacks. You just don't. You just not defend it, right? Like for the United States, you can say the U.S. is a great country, but like a lot of the shit we did in South America over the Cold War, that was bad. And slavery, not good. You can say that. It's okay. It's okay to say that.
I mean, that's insane, right?
I don't even, yeah, okay. Like,
okay.
I'm
just criticizing people. You don't have to comment if you're not comfortable about it.
I honestly felt at times that he and his audience,
like that's a give me. That's a layup. We call those in the biz. We call those a layup. Okay.
it's barely thought of Israelis as humans.
This dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand, and there are baby settlers as well.
Why did he say this? That came from that stupid second thought. That podcast. Why did he say he didn't have to say this, right? He didn't have to say this, did he?
This dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
Part of running defense for Hamas is downplaying the violence, specifically the sexual violence, which he's done a lot of.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people that can't contend with. Like, the Palestinian resistance is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. The Palestinian resistance.
Like, Hasan's answer is fine up until that last part, right? Like, even if some people commit atrocities, it doesn't excuse atrocities on the other side. That's a fine point to make. But, bro, the resistance is not perfect? Hello? What? Resisting with rape?
Is not perfect. They're not like so good. They have magical bullets. Is not perfect. Perfect.
Of course, if you compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war. And while we should keep their plight at the top of our minds at all time, it also doesn't mean that we should disregard the lives of the Jewish people who are also affected by this, even if their suffering on the whole is not as great. Some of you may know that I'm an Israeli dual citizen. My wife is Israeli, my kids are half Israeli, and my entire in-law is Israeli. I lived there for 5 years, and I grew a closeness with the country and its people. One of the biggest issues between me, Hasan, and his community was that I am in favor of a two-state solution while they are in favor of a one-state solution. Their theory is that after the October 7th attack, Israel should just dissolve its borders and let Hamas enter Israel unrestrained.
What do you think Israel should have done in response to October 7th?
Instead of indiscriminately bombing Gaza, I think the first thing to do in that situation would be to dismantle the government in the way that it existed, like get Netanyahu out of power.
Okay. So you're saying Israel in response... Hold on, dude. You're saying in response to this terrorist attack, Israel should have dismantled their own government.
First set of actions would be to democratically
like toppling Saddam Hussein, no good. Okay. The Houthis, no. What about Assad? No. Okay, what about like Iran? No. Netanyahu, yes. Whatever we can do to dismantle that government absolutely needs to happen. To be like, okay, well, I feel like given all of the regimes that exist in this region, it's kind of weird that the one that you really want dismantled, that's okay.
Take Netanyahu out of power, yes.
The problem is that Israel's been at war with its neighbors for 70 plus years, and it makes a lot of sense that there'd be some distrust there. Is it really insane to think that Jews, as an ethnic minority in Israel, would not be safe? After all, Israel is a country of refugees. If the Jews didn't come from Europe after the Holocaust, they came from the surrounding Arab countries that expelled them in massive amounts following the 1948 war. In fact, there was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. 1 million Jews.
I would be really careful on that historical comparison. There was a lot of flight from Jewish people living in the surrounding states after the war in 48, and then after the war in 67, and again, I think in 73, whoever was left. But there were push and pull factors for there. The Jews weren't necessarily expelled from all those countries. They were like, they saw shit was getting weird. Some of them were getting pogromed a little bit, and they were like, Israel's just way better, like, get me the fuck out. And a lot of them left their shit behind and then went to Israel. I would say like he's largely right, but I would be careful in the comparison. Like these were push and pull factors, with some being pulled to Israel and some being pushed to Israel. This is being nitpicky as fuck here.
All of these surrounding Arab countries had vibrant Jewish communities in huge number, hundreds of thousands. Now, if you look at them, you're looking at close to, if not literally, 0 Jews left in these countries.
This is true, except for in some Arab states, I think in Northern Africa. Like I think Morocco has like a few thousand Jews, and Tunisia might have a few thousand Jews, I think.
Just to give you an idea, here's a visual representation of the Jewish refugees after 1948. Morocco had 265,000 Jews. Now it has 2,000. Algeria had 140,000. Now it has about 50. Iraq had 150,000 Jews. Now 10. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy over in Afghanistan, one known Jew. We know him. We love him. He's the one Afghan Jew.
They were forced to leave their homes,
I think he's gone now, isn't he?
Lives, their property, and migrate to the only place in the world that would accept them, which was Israel. The irony of this whole situation is that after the 1948 war, when Israel won the war to declare its independence, the Arab countries got super anti-Semitic against their own Jewish citizenry that had nothing to do with Israel. And as a result, they kicked them all out, 1 million plus of them, and forced them to go the one place they hated the most, Israel. And now those same people that forced them out of their homes are telling them they don't belong there.
Wow, get Stanfield, thanks for the $30.
So if the Jews of Israel are surrounded by Islamic militant terrorist groups that have stated their goal is to annihilate Israel as a Jewish state, and considering the historical context of Jews being pogromed from Arab countries, is it really that crazy for them to not feel safe as an ethnic minority?
Can I say one thing that really damages Ethan's credibility, I think, in a lot of this, especially when he's talking about historical stuff, especially as a guy who is Jewish and is Israeli, is who the fuck plays on these curved fucking monitors. This shit is an abomination. I've seen them before. I will never accept these. Some people are like, oh, it's good. It's actually good. I like it. Bullshit. This is weird and it's not natural. It's not normal. I don't think this is okay ever. Okay, buy some VR goggles or set up 2 monitors like a normal fucking human being. This is weird. Fuck this weird shit.
A little bit.
And that's pretty much the entirety of our disagreement. Despite what you've read on TikTok and Twitter, I've donated $6,500 to a Palestinian charity after the war started.
Hey, Ethan Klein, thank you for the dono. Ethan Klein gave $6,500. My goat. Thank you, Ethan.
Condemned Netanyahu as a war criminal. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. Called the West Bank settlements an abomination. Settlers in the West Bank are religious zealots. They're monsters. They're genocidal. I've even said the West Bank settlers are valid military targets. When you talk about like colonial settlers and stuff, like that's what's actually happening in the West Bank right now. And these people are more or less valid military targets, in my opinion. My only crime is wanting a 2-state solution instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians.
What are these shrugging? Oh my God, wait, what?
State solution.
Bro, BFFR. Yeah, Ethan is right. We're dealing with Arabs here. He is so Islamophobic, LaMail. He is actually racist, LaMail. LaMail, the Arabs are so scary. Like, from the whitest woman ever, by the way. Okay.
Instead of one, and thinking it's not okay to kill Israeli civilians.
She's such I don't even want to say she's victimizing herself because she doesn't even count as a part of these people. She's just an American white girl from Michigan. It's so cringe, bro. God, she wants to make it about race so bad. It's such a propaganda talking point. God, it's so cringe.
That's it. That's why they're calling me a Nazi Zionist. And because of Hasan and others spreading this malicious lie about my beliefs, I'm even getting harassed on the street.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, you're... wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's
She was born
sad.
there.
That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. I feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro.
Look in the fucking...
You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. I'm tired of all these coward Americans in the South trying to act like they're so tough. Oh, I'm American. Oh, you don't even run your own country. You don't run your own country, bro. You don't run your own country. A foreign country named Israel runs your country. Oh my God, bro! I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
Oh, and are they called, is it Kafea? These fucking, oh my God.
Bro,
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like you're my hero, bro. I love you. Bro, you're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay.
It's a funny thing about me. I don't like terrorism, and I don't like terrorists. If they're Jews, Christians, Muslims, they're all bad. What is terrorism?
Denham's proven wrong live in 4K. Can I just say that, like, every time she speaks, where did this come from? She talks like this person.
Yo.
You talked to that new girl? What voice?
She did not say it in that low tone, condescending, you making her out to be the bad guy voice that you just...
I'm just telling you what she said.
I'm not buying
No,
it.
for real. I was being friendly. I go down there. I'm like, hey, you know, if there's anything else I can do, just let me know. And she's like,
oh, there's one thing. Make sure you submit your lunch order by the end of the day because we're doing catering tomorrow.
Stop doing that
I'm
voice.
not saying it in any particular voice. I'm just telling you what
You're
happened.
making a high-pitched sound when you talk to make you sound like the good guy, and then when she comes in, it's all low tone, making her seem like
I'm not
the
trying
bad
to pass any judgment on her. I'm simply relaying the facts. If I had a recording, that's what she sounded like. That's the energy she gave it
Anything
with.
you say in that voice is going to make her sound
I
bad.
said, okay, I'm probably going to go with turkey then, you know, for the lunch.
And she was like, oh, good choice.
Oh, yeah, she sounds like a dying whale? That's what she sounds like? Good.
Looking forward to tomorrow's lunch.
Yeah, she did the deep breaths and the mummy hands. The monster mash, that's what she did? That's a human being you're making fun.
I'm not going to say it again. That is just how she
Stop
sounds.
talking. Oh, this must be Courtney. Yeah. Hi.
And you must be Connor. I've heard so much about you. Just wanted to say thank you guys so much for being so warm and welcoming. It's kind of hard being the new girl at the...
Like, she didn't always used to talk like this way back in the day. I don't know where, maybe I just did that whole setup to this and now she's not going to talk like that at all. Maybe she does have a normal voice. Who knows?
Sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you.
Okay, can I just say really quickly, it's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan. Like, I'm sorry, that language is not Hasan fan verbiage. Like, that's very clear Sneeko lexicon. Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds for just be real? Wallahi, that is not.
Wow, God, no! Why? No! Oh my God! What are they? Why? No!
That is not. No. No.
Oh my God, bro! I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're like my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds for just be.
I don't.
Yes, good clip, chimp. Very good. He yelled at him later. Yeah, they met once, which means he endorses everything he's ever done, ever. Okay. That's a really, you really killed him, Moot, dude. You really got him. You really.
Wait, Rogan made the same mistake? How? Nobody was warned? They don't have a chat telling them? Don't do it.
Palestine.
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Because, bro, wasn't she in the IDF?
Yeah.
Sam for
Damn,
Rogan.
that's crazy.
Mandatory service.
That's sad. That's terrorism, bro.
She was born there.
That's sad. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist, bro. You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan. Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein, bro, you're ugly as fuck, bro. You're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist.
Yeah,
bro.
there's literally a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro! I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're my hero, bro. I love you, bro. You're the coolest guy in the world, bro. Hold on, I think I look gay in that one. Hold on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So how come you don't like Palestine?
I like Palestine.
No, you don't.
Why do you say that?
Okay. Anyway.
They're all bad. What is terrorism? It's intentionally targeting civilian population for political goals. I don't like it. None of it. And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious? I hate God, dude. This is just God in so many different ways. It's such a disgusting fucking look at these people. Now you'd imagine Nick, okay, my black American friend, you'd imagine that all these people do all day is tend to their camels, but in actuality, they make their own music. Did you know that? They have their own music that they can play on their own instruments and they dance. It's great. Like, it's such a patronizing white Western perspective on bro, I went to the country of Africa and they had a bathroom there with a real toilet. It was crazy, bro. And they weren't even hunting with spears. Like, these people, it's insane. I saw McDonald's. It was crazy, bro. Like, oh my God. And that's not even the most offensive part of this whole indoctrination thing that you try to do with Nick here. God, oh God, it's so cringe.
He likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shoot. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
Taking over these ships, they started targeting the ships.
People on this helicopter right now?
Yes.
They're streaming this?
Yeah. They're flexing.
What?
And this is just a terrorist hijacking of a civilian boat.
They're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. We think...
yes, that's true. Terrorism is a type of deterrence. Also, I don't know if Ethan addresses it here. Hasan constantly uses this lie that they only did this to Israeli ships or ships headed to Israel. That's just not true. He just totally fucking made that up. That was a completely invented, fabricated thing.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips
Rip
like
Bozo,
this
by the
where
way.
Hasan is
Not
explaining
anymore.
how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda.
These people have made insane statements. So if you don't know who these people are, I think this is supposed to be Hasan on the right. This guy is supposedly, although I've heard some people say he's not, he's a doctor from Iraq who is a radical, like Marxist, anti-American guy. I mean that in the actual sense, not like in the Jordan Peterson sense. Like he's for civil rights. The right one is Ugopnik. Okay, I don't know. Maybe Hasan is just on a voice call here. And then this guy on the left is supposed to be Second Thought, who is also a radical far leftist who makes propaganda content for YouTube. Who I think he has another channel now that he does propaganda, but it's exclusively just anti-American, unfactual. This is the thing that I hate about most of these people. Most of what they say is just propaganda. It's not true. I'm sorry. Propaganda can be true, but they'll just blatantly lie about shit as well. It's so gross.
You want America in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way.
What does not in the JP sense mean? As in he's like a Marxist, like kill all capitalist thing. JP, Jordan Peterson, when he says Marxist, he just means you're like pro affirmative action or something stupid. I don't know what's left of that guy's brain.
For a much lighter form of propaganda. You want America in the way that I feel about it, and if you want America to get out of the way for places with more revolutionary potential to do what they would normally do, I think that, one thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond, social democratic ideas.
This is just an insane admission. I don't know why Hasan would, again, I don't know why he would ever say this. Ever. Wait, a second thought, the Marxist dude who had the luxury car YouTube channel? Yes.
I just wanted to put emphasis on the exact point of the so-called radicalization funnel where, for example, Hasan and JT catch them while they're young, as they say, and then they start looking into this new idea, etc., and then move forwards through the funnel, get more and more informed, get more and more radicalized. You do your part in the funnel for the cause or whatever the want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to...
But I also don't understand, if this is Hasan's goal, I don't know why he lost his spot on leftovers. I don't know why he didn't just fucking chill. I'll never understand that. Somebody has to make a separate post or explain this to me. I don't know why Hasan was just so radical in front of Ethan, why he couldn't dial it back a little.
In my modest opinion, a great...
Is this the Baby Militant podcast? Yes. Second Thought is the one, I think, who brought up the baby settlers idea, and then Hasan repeated it on that show. Yeah.
Great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy.
You have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda.
With robust social safety nets.
Called radicalization funnel, catch them while they're young, as they say.
And protections for workers, like higher unionization rates.
A lighter form, while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
I'm a propagandist.
Oh, on Pierre's
channel. For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm
it
a
that. I'm just saying, I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then, I want to
I'm saying I am.
I just want to
put it, play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hasan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me.
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the.
I don't even know. I don't know if Ethan will go into it. I guess we've got a lot of this video to go. But like, so many communities were turned against Ethan, and the infiltration is like really insane. Holy fuck.
Fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for
r/YouTube drama hates Ethan? r/YouTube drama is a far leftist subreddit. Yes, they're like super. That's like basically like BreadTube 2.0 on Reddit. Unironically, yeah. Wait, let me use a restroom real quick. 1 sec.
I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude. Liberals are the most like scummy, vile idiots. Liberal.
$1,500 shirt, definitely. How much? This is like $1,000 shirt,
liberals
right?
are the
Wait, is he saying this, right?
most like scummy, vile idiots. Liberals are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals, dumb liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the planet.
Oh, no.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
That was my fear anyway. Regardless of his true beliefs, that broke my trust in him, and I pretty much ended the show immediately. And I felt guilty for my participation in mainstreaming Hasan.
Wait, Ethan missed an important clip.
Engage with, I engage in drama all the time because my name is brought up regularly as a very effective means to galvanize an audience of like psychotic reactionaries. You'll get a bump from that, so they will like tack me on any kind of fucking drama happening with like content creators on the internet, which is a nuisance, annoying in and of itself. But like, I rarely ever engage with like, I would say like even liberal or leftist infighting because I think it's unproductive. I think it's harmful. I think it's stupid. And I think that even if I disagree with the content creators' worldview, even if I disagree with where they're coming from, there are always going to be people in their audience that might be a little bit more radical in their politics or ripe for radicalization, like those in the margins, who I would much rather have, on my side than against me. Especially if they're like moving the needle in a direction in the United States of America that eases some of the burdens that the working class would experience.
So that was that for this episode. I hope that you learned that Hasan is not just a saltsdem cuck. There is some actual complicated...
Insane.
And for that, I apologize. I should have done more research, and I should have looked more deeply into who I was getting in bed with before they gave me chlamydia.
Does Hasan hate liberals more than Nazis? He seems like he shits on them way more than the far right, because liberals or SOCDEMs usually represent the establishment, and Nazis and communists, like in the Weimar Republic, are usually like trying to take out the establishment, right? It's the idea is that the liberals are running shit, and then we have to take out the liberal establishment. So you don't really question the other illiberal people as much. You just kind of like focus on the liberals. Like if I was Hasan, or if I was on Twitch, like I imagine like, I don't know if I'd say half my content would, but a lot of my content would be revolving around criticizing Asmongold, because Asmongold is now a crazy radicalizer on that platform. It's insane, but Hasan won't touch him because he's like further right and also probably illiberal. So they kind of have that shared enemy, and it would just like, maybe it would cause like drama and conflict that he's trying to avoid. And it just doesn't serve as like, I guess like ends as much in terms of like being popular and all that. Yeah.
Sorry, Hila. Over the past year since the show ended, I continue to watch Hasan platform, promote, and propagandize terrorist organizations. And every time it happened on Twitch, I would say, man, this time surely he went too far and someone's got to do something. But as the time went on, nothing happened, and his views got more and more radical and more disturbing. I feel it's my obligation, after mainstreaming someone like Hasan, to take this on. And so it was war. Nuclear war.
I stand before you following the footsteps of intellectual giants.
One thing we've been hearing
nothing
for weeks.
but a simple man.
Now,
A simple man who understands right from wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're an important, influential voice to a lot of people.
I'm an idiot. I'm dumb.
What? Okay.
Bimbo. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And there are some things
I've gotten numb to criticism like this. It's not. As a matter of fact, I seek it out now because I make content out of it. I think it's funny and fun.
And there are baby settlers as well.
Can you just shut the fuck up, bloodthirsty, violent
It happens out of nowhere. Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen.
Thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. ExpressVPN is an app that lets you change your location. Let's see what you can do with this power. Well, you can sign up for Netflix from a different country.
We have a VPN ad in this.
But why would you want to do that? It was $14. It's now $3.66. Okay, but it even gets better than that. Netflix and all the streaming apps have different catalogs for each region. So let's say, for example, I want to watch some Dragon Ball Z Broly, but it's not available in the US.
Okay, I don't know, but I feel like, where are my tort people at? Where are my lawyers at? I feel like this would be torturous interference. I was always uncomfortable. I get approached, I think we did a couple, I've done VPN sponsors before, and one of the things they always highlight in their briefs is talk about that you can, how much you can watch content in other regions. And I'm like, okay, and that's always the point they want you to emphasize. And it's like, I feel like this is like torturous interference. Like, you're literally creating a service to explicitly interfere with the business of other companies. I'm really surprised that no one has tried to sue any of these VPN companies for advertising this type of stuff. I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter, but
USA. Psych! All you need to do is switch locations to Canada, refresh, and boom, that easy and fast, Dragon Ball Z time. I use these websites to help find whatever shows I'm looking for. You can type in the show you want and it will show you which region to connect to. The amount of content I have access to is insane. It's super easy to use. It's an app you connect to, and then you pick which country you want to connect to. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Go to expressvpn.com/H3HC for 4 free months, or scan the QR code, or go to the link in the description. Thank you so much to ExpressVPN.
the platforms could easily block VPNs. They choose not to. You know what? Actually, the companies themselves probably don't give a fuck. They probably have this regional pricing because of all the licensing agreements and all that shit. I doubt they do care that much, actually, so they probably don't care. Yeah.
And now, back to our program. Meanwhile, at Twitch HQ, the marketing team is strategizing on a new advertising vertical.
My friends at Twitch headquarters, the executives, the influencers, Hasan, nice to see you, Frogan, front row. I am here to present to you an extraordinarily exciting opportunity. We have not tapped this market yet. Now, don't panic, okay? Because you're gonna wanna panic when I tell you, but listen and learn. Who's billions of dollars, eager to spend it? And what, people are too cowardly to reach out and take the money?
Not us.
Terrorism. Terrorism. Twitch is perfect. You could broadcast it straight into the veins of 18 to 35-year-old men. So here's what I'm suggesting. Hasan Piker. Yeah, we'll get drinks after the show. No, you. He's such a great guy. No, you. Give it up for Hasan Piker, everybody. Happy birthday, buddy. This dude can package anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism like nobody else. In fact, you guys got him on the front page, and he's doing terrorism for free. Basically, gentlemen and gentle ladies, Frogan, you look good today, girl. Great job on that Arab tier list. That was good. How much we get for that? Yo, you got 10 million from Qatar for that? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Twitch. Here's the thing, with help from people like Hasan, terrorism is like in the eyes of the beholder, right? Terrorists, they're, go ahead, he knows. Freedom fighters, guys. We are fighting for freedom. What about the rapes and the murders? Don't mention that. What's wrong with you? And another one, the resistance isn't
not
perfect. Right? You gotta crack some eggs, man. Hasan, you know Socialism didn't buy you that car.
If I knew that this is what...
Why would he make a video flexing the car? Like, he must know. It's so weird. He wants to live in both worlds.
Communism would be in 2024, I wouldn't have bothered with this shit. Really. A Porsche is the symbol of the capitalist excess. What the fuck is he thinking? You guys actually believe this idiot is a socialist? Forget a religion. Hasan is the opiate of the masses. Straight to the gulag for anyone subbed to this idiot.
Or that designer dog?
This breed's stunning fluffy coat comes with a price. Chow chows. Shit.
No. Very cute, by the way. But those are expensive. The point is, we have the biggest political streamer on our platform that is influencing media and influencing young kids everywhere. If we can normalize terrorism, if we could rebrand it, then the US Navy, you know how much those guys don't pay shit. You see the Army ads on Twitch? The Army is broke, dude. I'll tell you who loves America more than the Army. Qatar. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, though. They're paying more. Good CPMs coming out of Qatar. But you kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. Man, look at what we...
Can we just take a moment? I just realized this. I'm sorry. Someone in YouTube chat said, anytime a fat guy loses weight, people are like, why he looks sick? That's mean. But more so than that, can we just take a moment to keep in mind, remember all of those poor fat people that finally, after years of not having the discipline or being lazy or just it's just really hard to lose weight and implementing those lifestyle changes all those years, and finally they did it and they lost all that weight, and then Ozempic comes on the market like right after, and they're like, fuck me. Just pray for those people. Pray for those people. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, you kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. Man, look at what we've already...
Well, hold on, shit. Just to be clear, I'm not saying Ethan used Ozempic. I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea. I know people like to accuse him of using Ozempic, which, by the way, if he did, it wouldn't matter. But people moralize weight gain and weight loss. So if you lose weight using a drug, they think it's immoral. Yeah.
Kids love anime, right? Can't get enough of it. Man, look at what we've already done with Hasan. You're the fucking man, dude. Happy birthday again, man. No, we got a big party for you after. No, don't do it. Let's wait, because we got a big party and a cake and everything for you after in the back. The prostitutes, too. Don't tell anyone. That's part of the past. Look what we've done already. This Houthi pirate. I mean, who are you kidding? This guy's a fucking terrorist. He literally tweeting out he wants to kill Jews and put their heads on pikes. And somehow, not somehow, because of his genius, we have rebranded the Houthi pirates, the Houthi terrorist organization. Yeah, the Islamic fundamentalists. Death to America, curse upon the Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here.
I'm sorry. It's just crazy to me that the same side who would say that like a microaggression or saying something slightly incorrect is the most racist and Western imperialist, thing ever. But like, well, hold on. Now, death to America, death to Israel, and curse upon the Jews. It might look like anti-Semitism, but let me explain why it's not. Okay, I will never get over this, bro. I will never get over this.
Jews. That's right. That's the Jolly Roger of this man here. None other than Monkey D. Luffy. So let's get out there, guys, and let's make 2025 our biggest year, guys. Come on, guys. The resistance isn't perfect. The resistance isn't perfect. Yeah, let's get him. If you want to know where on the political spectrum Hasan sits, take a look at a recent media analysis by Ad Fonte.
Okay, we disavow this because they put us bad on here, but we stand it if I'm not on here. But we disavow if I am on here, but we stand it if I'm not on here.
Which rated Hasan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet.
Just as a quick serious thing, things like this are always annoying when they do this, like, how factual are you? And you always see this like, well, when they're centrist and not political, they're very factual. But as you become more, like, there's no way that propaganda would so cleanly and neatly fall in this way. Like, oh, when they're far left and far right, they're very unfactual. But then as you get towards the center, that's just ridiculous. Especially when you see like Vox way the fuck up here. Like, give me a break, okay? Look at Lex in the center. Is it this right here? Like, I don't know. Okay.
Rated Hasan as the most extreme left-wing, untrustworthy media source on the internet. And to give you an idea, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hasan loves all terrorists, but what I will say is that there isn't many he don't like. Let's start with our good friend Luffy here and his organization, the Houthis. And yes, this is what it looks like. They are hiling Hitler. The Houthis are an Islamic military group. They're known for their cruel measures, forcibly recruiting child soldiers, shelling civilian areas and blocking food from entering already famine-ruined parts of Yemen. They've also set up landmines in agricultural spots, making the fields virtually worthless. Women have virtually no rights, and homosexuality, of course, is punishable by death. That lines up with leftist values. Now, just how little rights do women in the Houthis' Yemen have? Well, according to this, there's been 1,181 violations committed by Houthi rebels against women, including torture, rape, and murder. So, not great. The Houthis have a very wholesome flag, as you can see here. It says, translated, Allah Akbar, death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. And that's all of them, not just the ones in Israel. And of course, victory to Islam. I get amused when these terrorists are like, we hate Jews, we want to kill Jews. And then people like Hasan are like, you're fucking racist for saying that they just want to kill Jews and that they're terrorists, man.
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim.
You're just...
That has to be taken out of context. No, that has to be out of context. That's got to be an out of context clip, Ethan. There's no way, right?
You're not thinking deep enough about this topic.
My criticisms of the Houthis' slogan do not factor in to what they are doing. Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is...
Oh, I have heard this, and this is like the worst argument you can ever give in response to somebody being racist. They have really good reasons for being racist, bro.
Of course, it is anti-Semitic, but contextualizing it matters. Yeah, it's really interesting because, like, that is such Western-focused propaganda. Like, for a Palestinian to arrive at anti-Semitic opinions, okay, they don't need to read Mein Kampf.
Like, wait, hold on, wait. So are they anti-Zionist or anti-Semitic? Which is it? Because it seems like you guys play fast and loose with that one.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is, how does Hasan cover such a genocidal, violent, misogynistic, homophobic, terroristic organization?
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way, just so you know. These musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna grab my food.
I'm so confused. What is
اسأل أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي واسألوا عن الحشود العسكري يوم سيطرنا على الخوبة بآلي ما نبالي.
Poor Nick ended up in some Israeli Channel 4 or whatever documentary, like watching this, having no idea just because his son set him up so horribly.
That's right, my friend. Hasan just played straight up terrorist propaganda without even being there to analyze it. Surely this must be against terms of service. Twitch does not...
Can you at least admit this goes insanely hard and should be a stream intro? No, it sucks shit. The nasheeds or whatever, if you want to do like fucking terrorist sounding music, those are way better.
Allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors. For example, displaying or linking terrorist or extremist propaganda even for the purpose of denouncing such content. Denouncing? Okay, but what's the rule for endorsing it? Is that okay? The answer is yes, as Hasan was never punished for this blatant violation of Twitch community guidelines. Got it. So denouncing terrorism is bad. Don't do that. Endorsing terrorism is good. Okay, got it, Twitch.
What is going on?
Oof. Those German references. Is there a piano near? Yeah, it's over here. I don't know why it's not playing though, but it's over there.
Can you explain this? This is a 3-minute video of... What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like, bad example, Chris Brown dancing, you know?
No. They do like...
What is
they do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their... like their... their
hatred of the
actions all the
Jews?
time.
Hold on, guys, hold on. I've got this. Instead of terrorist propaganda, let's call it musicals.
They do musicals.
Instead of violent jihadists, let's call them musically talented people.
They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Guys, let's just use our brains. Fiddler on the Roof, Wicked, Alexander Hamilton, man. There's no reason we can't put these Houthis on Broadway.
Well, they go, listen, you want to bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start sending in helicopters onto ships. Bro, they look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They overtake. They start overtaking the ships.
And like, I hate that it's all so funny and crazy that this is just like a joke. But like, this is, I feel like I've said this a billion times before. Like, this is just so disgusting. He's legitimately doing terrorist propaganda to a guy trying to radicalize his audience with his already radicalized audience on a platform largely oriented around like children's content. This is unbelievably wild. And he's showing an actual propaganda video made by terrorists as they hijack a civilian ship, a civilian shipping vessel. Like, it's just, this is like insane. Like, it's actually insane.
They're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you are sending ships into Israel, if you are owned by an Israeli subsidiary, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza.
None of that was true. They just did it to every ship passing through, but okay. Don't the Houthis still hold hostages years later from some ship? I don't know if the Galaxy Quest is a Galaxy Quest. Why do I feel like that's like an old console? Did they ever release these people? I have no idea.
So let's
Galaxy Leader.
Let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that's kidnapped in this video has been missing for over a year now with zero updates on their health, whereabouts, or...
Wait, hold up. Release of Galaxy Leader crew members, January 23rd, 7-8 days ago. Today, we welcome the long overdue release of 25 crew members of the MV Galaxy Leader, hailing from Bulgaria, Mexico, the Philippines, Romania, and Ukraine. United States Telegraph from the Sultanate of Oman. Sultanate? Wait, what? Oman? Did something? What the fuck? Ethan was wrong? Well, no, excuse me. Who said that? He released this video on January 31st. These people were released on January 23rd. He was definitely done with this video way before this. This is very recent. This is like a week ago. This is the first time I have ever seen Oman mentioned in any article or anything I've ever read literally in my entire life. Holy shit. Oman always does diplomacy shit? What do you mean? I've never seen it before. I usually see it's like Qatar or Saudi Arabia or the other big boys involved. But good job. But maybe I just don't read enough news in that region. I don't know. Oh, they still haven't released the MV Galaxy Leader itself. MV Galaxy Leader. Oh, is the name of the ship, so they didn't release the ship. With the attacks of endangered lives at sea. Okay. Damn. Well, good job. They finally got out.
That lines up with leftist values. Hasan's third claim is that this attack happened in their territorial waters, which is also a lie. It happened in international waters. Hasan is lying for the Houthis like he's being paid. And honestly, at this point, is he?
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
No, I'm not calling
I'm a
it that.
propagandist.
This is like a hostile. They're streaming this?
Yeah. Yeah. They're flexing.
There's no way they streamed it, right? They just posted on YouTube. Although maybe that's not the distinction he's making right here.
What? And they're coming in hot with guns.
Yeah, but you have to understand, this is a deterrence. Israeli society is going to start getting upset. They're going to be like, I can't get my treats. I can't get my Amazon Prime deliveries. What the is going on? I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
I find it...
As a quick thing, Ethan might mention this, but just in case he doesn't. The big talking point, one of the big anti-Semitic talking points, or anti-Semitic talking points that Middle Easterners, especially Arabs, especially Palestinian Arabs, like to say is most of the Jews that live in Israel are from Brooklyn or from Europe. They're not real, like, Middle Eastern people. Ethnically, this is just not true. After all of the mass migrations and exoduses that happened in the past, the majority of Jews living in Israel are from the Middle East. But people like to just say that as a way to say that they don't belong in that region or they need to go back to where they came from.
It's disturbing that Hasan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel. 80% of Israelis were born there and do not have citizenship anywhere else. So where do you want them to go, Hasan? Back to Poland or back to the Arab countries they were forced out of?
Israel sucks.
He does say that somewhere, yeah. I'm just saying that Hasan is not just making a mistake here. That's a very intentional talking point that's supposed to demonstrate that Jews don't belong in this region. Yeah.
I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
By telling the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from, Hasan attempts to deny Jewish heritage in the Middle East.
He's kind of saying
he characterizes them not as indigenous, but as white colonizers.
Yeah,
this is despite the fact that 60% of Jews in Israel are actually native to the Middle East.
This is wild. So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter.
This is wild.
So they take it over, they take it over, they take it over, and they tell the people in the ship, it's usually like mostly Filipino people, Filipino crews.
Oh.
And they're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
What an incredible way to characterize having a gun in your face. Hasan is asking
We got no problems with you guys.
us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with us, we're taking over the ship.
And once again, the crew is still MIA for over a year, prisoners to a terrorist organization. But don't worry, guys, Hasan says they have no problem with them.
They're like, all right, well, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us.
Held hostage for over a year, by the way.
This is a 3-minute video of... What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like... are you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
What do you think happens to like all of your shit if you're like a hostage?
I bet Hasan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room?
Yeah, and I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay. Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hasan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page. What? That's crazy.
Okay, sorry, back to this.
Know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hasan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
How can they not agree with the Houthis when this is the kind of music video that they're coming out with? They got a beautiful voice too.
What is Trump's end goal here, and why is he allowed to make up corners, comiser bullshit to fit? I don't know what the fuck that word is even supposed to be. It's triggering me so hard I can't even read the rest here. No. I love you though. No one knows what Trump's goal is. Imagine saying that you hate Nazis when they had the music of Wagner. Come on, guys.
Yeah, Israel been real quiet since this drop, dude. The fucking mixtape.
Oh, Hasan, my sweet, naive friend. You say that Jews don't sing and dance like that? Then what the f*** do you call this? That's right, bitch. What the f*** you stepping on our shit? Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the fantasy of every tween and twix and all the boys and girls on TikTok. He's cute. He's got a mustache. He's a freedom fighter. Beautiful eyes. They call him Timothée Chalamet because he's a Houthi.
Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
I'm glad that this is at least documented in one place. It's so gross how Hasan tries to pretend like, oh, I didn't even know, bro. He's not even a Houthi.
Excuse me. Of course I'm about to have a... I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? Bro, you are going to get banned? I think it would be ridiculous to do that.
Hasan now has the opportunity to express his journalistic chops, to get his boots on the ground and show us just how good of a reporter he can be.
I'm doing journalism, chat. Does he know what One Piece is?
He's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. Yes. I love you too, man. Big time. Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You can tell him that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool, though. That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
The crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm. And
this is a good argument for why we need journalism majors, bro. I listened to when I was putting the carpet down in here at the server room, the Steven Crowder deposition, and they were like, do you know what a primary and secondary source is? And Steven Crowder's like, well, the primary source is like the news article, and the secondary source would be like me reading it. I'm like, bro.
They make them hate America and the U.S. government.
That's so funny. I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism, and when I'm trying to do journalism, they go, why are you doing that? What do you mean? I'm just chilling. We're just vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. We're vibing big time.
Hasan uncritically.
Hold on, some people think I'm making that up.
Do you know the difference between a primary and a secondary source?
Yes.
Okay, can you help us understand that first by telling us what is a primary source?
Objection point. Well, it would depend on the context when you're discussing journalism, or if you're discussing, like I said, commenting on someone else's journalism. Primary source would be the primary reference point, person who's the originator of it, and a secondary source would be a corroborating resource, confirming or also covering it.
Okay, I'm gonna
interviewed this kid for about an hour. It was the most brazen display of disgusting terrorist propaganda that I have maybe ever seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hasan almost asked.
I remember when Alex claimed that CNN is a primary source in that Israel versus Palestine debate. Yeah, but Alex is like a, I'm not trying to demean him, but like he does like dating content, everything on YouTube. I wouldn't expect him to like, what is the difference between primary source? But Crowder should know better, but or maybe not. Who the fuck knows? Who cares?
Just a good terrorist propaganda that I have...
Wait, that's what I was told a primary source was when I was younger. What is it? Primary source is like a person who's like witnessing events or like involved in events that are going on. That's a primary source. So somebody who was like there or saw it. It's a primary source. Secondary source would be somebody reporting on what a primary source said, basically.
Maybe ever
first-hand account, sure.
Seen in Western media.
What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, I heard they...
Hasan almost asked a good question, but it's actually leading to the most obscene part of this interview.
He's saying he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced some music with them, and he was vibing, so he...
If you were writing a paper on, say, World War I and you used newspapers from the time, would that not be a primary source? I mean, theoretically, it could be if you were reporting about a thing the newspaper itself was saying, but no, newspapers will always be secondary sources. They're going to be quoting. Like, I feel like let's say somebody was like escaped the, like a concentration camp. And they wrote an article into a newspaper. Like that would be a primary source. But if you were citing the newspaper, having an article about that, you could still say, I don't know if you would count that as a primary source or a secondary source, but the, yeah.
He likes him, yeah.
So, I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
Ask yourself, why is he able to hang out with the captain and the crew of this pirated ship? Why would he even have access to that? Hasan knows why. Of course, he is a Houthi terrorist. Instead of challenging him and demanding more details about these kidnapped and missing people, he just runs defense for this guy, acting like he doesn't know why that would even happen.
He's saying that they win over the crews on these ships, and they like win them over with their charm, and they make them hate America.
That's
and the
so
US government.
That's so funny.
It is super funny, the idea of kidnapped crew members who are being forced, probably at gunpoint, to do some death to Americas and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of the literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
That's so funny. Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC in Yemen, dog.
He says they have two.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's crazy. Okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it since he was a kid.
The whole way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback after this interview, and Hasan went immediately into damage control to rewrite history.
He said that he was just simply a Yemeni person and not a Houthi. Yeah, I mean, we don't even know if he's a Houthi or not. He's a teenager in Yemen. The dude is neither a Houthi, nor a terrorist, nor a pirate, is not a Houthi rebel. They didn't fucking call him a Houthi either. You want to know why? Because he's not one. He's not a Houthi himself. He's not a pirate, but you know, I don't think he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not Houthi. Be for real. You sucked him off the entire stream. Not even a Houthi militant or anything like that. When I interviewed the dude who they still to this day call a Houthi terrorist, Tim Houthi's not even a fucking Houthi. I thought he wasn't a Houthi because he's not.
So cringe.
No, he was just some Yemeni TikToker. Random Yemeni teenager. Didn't you brand it as him being a Houthi interview though? Bro, are we about to have a Houthi rebel on stream? Yes, brother. What do you mean?
All right, let's just take Hasan's word for it and assume, okay, this kid is not a Houthi rebel. He's just some ordinary Yemen teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at his social media and see if that lines up. All right, let's see here. Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Tel Aviv will burn.
Wait, what is this AI picture? Most of what's being blown up here is the Palestinian territory. Wait, what the f***? Hello?
In the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and...
Wait, is he aware that these nukes are in the West Bank?
All right, let's see here.
Like, Tel Aviv will burn. I don't even know if Tel Aviv would be what? Like, over here, right? It feels like Tel Aviv is the only thing that's not fucking nuked in this picture. Kill me.
Tel Aviv will burn in the coming hours. Ready for sacrifice and eager for martyrdom. Maybe he's talking about football? Here he is singing a song with the words, "Do you threaten us with what we are waiting for, son of a Jew?" Meaning of Houthi is a title, and it's not something to fear, but for the Jews. They are very afraid of this title.
True.
The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole and out of his mouth with a pike, or how Hasan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence"?
Who did I read on Twitter that said this? How many good guys are doing the pike thing? I feel like probably no matter what, I'm overgeneralizing a bit, maybe, but I feel like if you're on the side that's like piking people to death through their asshole, it's almost always the bad guys, I would imagine, right? Probably.
Okay, why would he retweet this article called "Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence and Support"? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ships we bombed and sank. I know the red arrow is supposed to be a cool military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying.
To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and Zionist is clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay, but hating Jews doesn't make you a Houthi. Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty...
Okay, but maybe that's a mistranslation.
Definitive. You know what makes you a Houthi? Being a Houthi. At least one of the two of them is being honest about it.
The whole way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. And that's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis is doing what Luffy would do. They're tweeting an image of a Jewish person on a pike. I don't understand why this problem can't be approached with nuance. Because he is a teenager in Yemen, dude.
Talk about the bigotry of low expectations. He's a kid in Yemen, dude. What do you expect? Of course he's going to want to put a pike through a Jew's asshole and through his mouth. That's just what kids in Yemen are like, man.
And also, what do you mean? It's just a person on a pike. There's no Jewish person on a pike on that.
Why would you?
Photo, unless I saw something.
It's just a guy on a pike, guys. Come on.
Different.
Hasan claims this isn't even a Jewish person on the pike. How exactly is a naked, piked person supposed to look like a Jew for you, Hasan? You know what? You're right. Let me make it a little clearer for you. First, he needs a bigger nose, right, Hasan? Of course, he needs a yarmulke, the curly things.
True.
Oh, look, Hasan. He dropped his dreidel.
Oh.
He must be Jewish for sure. Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass, liar, terrorist-loving, propagandist piece of shit.
This is why this entire conversation is fucking idiotic. It's not a Jewish person. He said, this is, I think why am I held accountable for some random fucking 19-year-old in Yemen's tweets? What is happening?
I like how me debating far righters makes me a Nazi, by the way. Debating them and disagreeing with every single thing they say, that still makes me a Nazi because I platform them. But him bringing on a Houthi and glazing him for an hour, you guys had hostages, bro, that's fucking epic. It's like, what do you want me to say, man? He was a kid.
How many steps removed are we from this situation?
0? I mean, you platformed him. Do you not remember? Did the check not clear or something? When faced with fair criticism for his coverage of the Houthi Luffy, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude. I do. I really do. I hate all of you. You successfully got me to talk about this, and my patience is running thin on this matter.
Uh-oh.
The endless selfishness.
Oh, no.
The untapped well of American selfishness and American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now?
One of the most cynical methods Hasan deploys to sidestep any criticism is to deflect to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I've seen him do this so many times. He frames it like you are selfish for trying to criticize him, no matter what the reason is, because there's a genocide happening, man. How can you criticize me at a time like this?
Claiming that I am, too pro-Houthi. When someone is like focusing on that while there's an active ethnic cleansing campaign happening. He also apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life. In the middle of fucking talking about fucking genocide in Gaza, and this dumb blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out occasionally when needed.
Hasan said he won't watch the video, but he'll debate Ethan. Oh, Ethan should just say yes, because Hasan has absolutely watched this video. He's probably watched it twice.
Blow your nose, brother. Love you. Not trying to be mean. Just keep some tissue nearby and clear it out.
Remember when he was next to his girlfriend Valkyrie or whatever, and they were in that kitchen, and she made fun of him about being on Twitter all the time, and I think he tried to uninstall Twitter the next day to prove that he wasn't? I remember that.
Occasionally when needed. Much love. F you, dude. My argument sucks? You think it justifies genocide? What are you, stupid? Everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If your sole focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if your sole focus revolves around that people are saying you're a Zionist, yeah, go yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and chirping at me.
It's quite a charge to just say, I'm a stenographer of the Israeli government or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence that I'm either of those things. I'm curious who you think I am doing
while
the
we're
propaganda
having this conversation, 3,000 peers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza. I feel like this is an incredibly selfish, self-centered conversation to have.
This technique is so powerful because everyone is afraid of being labeled as a genocide denier. Pierce Morgan, with decades of experience, immediately surrenders when the genocide card is pulled.
When you're just a fucking stenographer, you're not a truth teller.
He has every right to defend himself. And grow a pair, Pierce. Stand up for yourself, man. It's time to stop being intimidated by these online overnight activists who couldn't even point to Gaza on a map before October 7th. Like Hasan, for example.
No,
Doesn't
not
know
the
where
map.
Yemen is?
Oh,
okay,
no.
I'm gonna click close. I'm closing it.
To be clear, I don't know if people will bring this up, okay? Listen, I didn't know all about world geography until I autismed out and memorized all the countries, okay? Which was like last year, okay? So, but the difference is I will admit, I didn't really know all about Israel-Palestine until after October 7th when I started to research it for real. Hasan claims that he studied these issues for years and years, that he's read tons of books, that he's studied these issues for years. You guys just got into it recently. He studied this for the better part of a decade. He's known this shit, for a decade. He knows all of this, okay? And this guy is clicking like fucking Turkey or India as Yemen, all right? Decades. Over a decade, he said. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. I hope Ethan has the clip.
I'm closing it. I think Nope. Got it.
How can you claim to actually care about this genocide when you're willing to so cynically?
Like, what year was that map test taken? I wrote about Yemen and U.S. involvement in 2016 while I was still at the Young Turks, and a chatter just reminded me. Many people must ask themselves what their opinions looked like back then. Mine haven't changed. This video is still relevant. Like, okay, dude.
Exploit it to sidestep any criticism. What a bigot. Before we move on, Hasan has one final taste of idiocy for us all to enjoy.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him, which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right? Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to Anne Frank, basically. Okay, being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To quote Anne Frank, I keep my ideals because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Anne Frank continues to inspire generations of people because in the face of a genocide that eventually took her and her entire family's life, except for her dad, she refused to give in to hate, malice, and violence. And then there's this guy who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
And blown up the whole West Bank. What is this tweet? Honey, don't you dare go back there. I will fuck you up. This is just so funny to me.
There's this guy who would have killed Anne Frank if he ever met her.
You might think this is a sweet, innocent girl. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys we are working on a new edition just for you, Hasan. You should hear about the time she went roaming the streets of Berlin at night with a knife, slitting the throats of families, including children, babies, and the elderly. She's killed children, you guys. She even...
Wait, hold on. What's the joke here? Why does he have the dog's face blurred out? Is there... to not hate on the dog, or...?
Rapes people. She's just like Luffy. There is no other way to describe this than terrorist propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda,
It is a cutout.
uncritically, he's
You put your face in. Oh, okay.
propaganda. Not only is he platforming terrorist propaganda, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is an active participant who is disseminating it to more and more people in a way more consumable form. This is extremely fucked up. But why should he care? Their flag doesn't say death to fucking Turks. It says curse upon the Jews. Hasan likes to obfuscate on this and says nobody cares when Sean Penn interviewed El Chapo.
Sean Penn literally interviewed El Chapo.
I hate when he brings... His audience must see through it. They must like hear this like, oh, Hasan's doing his thing. But that's okay. We still love him, right? Like, it's not the same, bro. Nobody's mad that you interviewed a guy. It's such a straw man. Nobody's mad that you interviewed the dude. They were mad that you likened him to an anime protagonist and said that it was epic when he was talking about drugging up hostages that he'd taken.
Exactly, dude.
Nobody is saying you can't have difficult conversations with controversial people. You just have to ask them hard questions, guys.
Yeah.
We know this. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite terrorist organization, our friends in the North. It's Hezbollah! Where do I even begin? Thousands of civilians have been killed globally from their terrorist acts, car bombs, and suicide attacks. They even assassinated the Lebanese prime minister. They've hijacked civilian airplanes. They've shot 15,000 rockets into civilian centers. And if you can imagine, that's not even the worst things they've done. They participated in the slaughter of over 500,000 Syrian civilians to help a dictator, Bashar Assad, stay in power. They indiscriminately bombed over civilian centers, and they killed hundreds of thousands of civilians in what can only be described as a genocide. They are a designated terrorist group by the US, by the EU, and, oh yeah, the entire Arab League, which gave them that status after their participation in the Syrian genocide. In short, nobody likes them. Well, there is one person.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization.
Do we like them or no?
They are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah.
Now remember, that shouldn't surprise you. I don't know if Ethan will hit on this, but Hasan likes Hezbollah because he doesn't care about Arabs. It's because he hates the U.S. None of this is motivated by a concern for Arab people. It's all motivated by hatred of the United States. That's it. Okay? Always remember that.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
This is Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah. According to Hasan Piker, this man is a brilliant freedom fighter. But before we get into that, let's see how he feels about Jewish people. Here are some choice quotes from Hezbollah's leader, Hasan Nasrallah. According to Shaul Shai, Hasan Nasrallah said in a speech delivered in Beirut, "What do the Jews want? They want security and money. Throughout history, the Jews have been Allah's most cowardly and avaricious creatures. If you look all over the world, you will find no one more miserly or greedy than they are."
I don't have an issue with them.
If we search the entire world for a person more cowardly, despicable, weak, and feeble in psyche, mind, ideology, and religion, we would not find anyone like the Jew. Notice, I do not say Israeli.
I don't have an issue with them.
If Jews all gathered in Israel, it will save us the trouble of going after them worldwide. The history of Jews has proven that, regardless of the Zionist proposal, they are a people who are evil in their ideas. The state of the grandsons of apes and pigs, the Zionist Jew, the murderers of the prophet. The Jews invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't. Wait, we have a live, or we have a Denim's reaction.
The difference between you and Hasan, not Nasrallah, the difference between Ethan, the difference between you and Hasan Piker. He never said Hasan Nasrallah was a good guy.
Wait, why would she even say that? You know that Hasan likes all these dudes, right? Why would she even say this? Does she not watch any of his content at all? Actually, I don't even know if she knows who Nasrallah is. She probably doesn't, actually.
You explicitly said Gallant was a good guy.
He said that Gallant was he was fired for trying to be a good guy. That's such a horrible misquote. I think that the story that was reported at the time was that Gallant was kicked out of being the Israeli defense minister because he wanted to because he was opposed to, I think, a siege in the east of the Gaza Strip. I think that was what was being reported at the time. And then Ethan said something like, "Oh, it's sad that he got kicked out," when he was like the good guy in that situation. Something like that. That was the gist of what he said in relation to that. Not that like, "Oh, Yoav Gallant is a really good guy." It's such a bullshit. That's such a bullshit misquote. But
you explicitly said Gallant was a good guy.
Invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember.
How does she not get the talking points either? God, the right is so much better at this. These guys have their talking points like all copy pasted and then disseminated to everybody. How is she so?
You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes.
Okay.
You know that.
I believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Knowledge. Okay?
Knowledge. My books.
Like, it's not
Here
even,
in my
no, it's not a
garage.
broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why
the
it's
more you
Orientalist to literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude,
Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Did you get the implication there? Hold on. You think these guys are barbarians and baboons? Excuse me, what? You think he was educated in a fucking brown country? These guys went to the UK. They went to real schools with white people like me, like us. These guys aren't baboons. These guys are smart. They went to our white schools. That was an insane... Was that clipped? Or like, was this cut up at all? That was such an insane statement to make.
Or you learn.
This is why it's Orientalist to literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy.
Because they were... Sorry, I missed the first part.
Like, it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude. Half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the are you guys talking about?
The more you learn,
this is why it's Orientalist to literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy.
What an insane implication there.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
They have books like outside of Western universities, by the way. Like plenty. I saw like 4 books when I was in Israel, okay? Even in the Palestinian homes, these guys could read. It was crazy. I thought only white people could read, but I've seen people of all sorts of different colors read all over the world.
And also, ultimately, he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods. You might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like, his
being
social, his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that. But ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Knowledge.
I feel I've shown you guys enough evidence that Hezbollah is an evil terrorist organization, but have you considered this?
What you meant to say is Hezbollah is Muslim. Okay? That's what you meant to say. What you meant to say is they're Muslim. So, of course, as they're Muslim, it's different.
If you're wondering why Hasan's audience is so radicalized, it's because of stuff like this.
Israel, America's greatest ally, the most important country in the world, the most moral nation, the most moral democracy on the planet, is ruthlessly and mercilessly bombing southern Lebanon, including southern Beirut.
What did Lebanon do?
They just kind of were there. They happen to be Israel's neighbor.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Even as someone who's critical of Israel, this retelling is fucking insane.
They just kind of were there.
Hezbollah started launching rockets into Israel hours after the October 7th raid began. They launched 12,000 rockets, killed nearly 100 people, including 12 children, and displaced 250,000 Israelis from northern Israel. That's what caused them to respond.
What did Lebanon do?
Nothing.
Shit.
In actuality, Hasan is actually being a sensitive goat here for once in his life. Hasan is saying Lebanon didn't actually do anything. It was the terrorists that are occupying the southern part of that country, Hezbollah, that I wouldn't consider Lebanon. That's what Hasan meant. He was actually being a goat there. He just, Ethan clip-chimped him here, and he didn't include that part where Hasan later explains it. He doesn't consider Hezbollah to be part of Lebanon proper. Good for you, Hasan.
Why did he ask that? What do I say? Do I tell him the real reason? No, my audience will kill me for being a Zionist. Okay, let's try this.
Nothing.
They just kind of were there. Hell yeah, another slick political saved by boots on the ground, Hasan Piker. Damn, I'm good.
Even as a pro-Palestine activist, how does lying about this serve your agenda? All it does is further radicalize people. It removes any nuance, and it avoids any criticism for his team. And this is what continues to drive this conflict on forever. Hasan is dedicated to pleasing his radical audience, even at the price of knowingly lying to them.
And I keep saying this and it's wrong. Bring back TTS. Maybe. I keep saying this and it's wrong, and I'm trying to reform this. And Ethan just said it and it's wrong. Because I said this a lot. I could be a better pro-Palestinian advocate. Like, I could give it a better argument for why Hezbollah wants to attack Israel. But then I realized, like, why do I need to? These people all believe this shit anyway. Like, if I were to give a better argument, it would probably just be more convoluted. Just like lie. Because the people want to hear the story and the narrative, so why even go through the effort of making a stronger argument? They don't care. They don't need one.
TikTok and Twitter likes.
I'm a propagandist.
Or he's being paid, which, you know, we can't rule out. What a pathetic propagandist piece of shit liar he is. And now, let's move to Hamas, the catalyst for this entire thing.
What does Hasan actually want when it comes to policies in the aim of ending the conflict, or does Hasan simply not care? Hasan is just the product of capitalism. And one thing capitalism and liberalism in general does well is it assimilates a lot of different types of ideas, cultures, marketplaces, and people. And sometimes what capitalism assimilates best is the criticisms of capitalism. And that's what Hasan is. Hasan is an assimilated part of the criticism of the West, who is part of the West. That's why he lives in the West. He lives like a Westerner. He lives like a hyper-capitalist, a hyper-consumerist. He has $1,500 shirts, flies in private jets, goes to super parties, has the $20,000 designer dog, while being like the anti-West person and thriving in the West, right? It's part of what capitalism arguably does well, you know?
They're the ones that committed this horrible act of terrorism, one of the worst the world has ever seen, on October 7th. They are without a doubt the most extreme of all of these terrorist organizations. They are Islamic jihadists that want to convert all of Israel into an Islamic state under Sharia law. That's their stated goal. Hamas has been on the designated terrorist group pretty much as long as there's been a group. These guys have been suicide bombing civilians before ISIS leaders were even born. They fired 50,000 rockets into civilian populations and performed over 100 suicide bombings, killing thousands of civilians. Women are restricted from participating in the workplace and public life. Homosexuality is outlawed, and in some cases, of course, punishable by death. They steal foreign aid from the people of Gaza and repurpose it for military use, or they just sell it back to them. For example, why are all the Hamas leaders billionaires?
And let's be real, these guys clearly are not skipping any meals. While the people of Gaza languish in poverty, these fine gentlemen are living in multi-million-dollar penthouses in Qatar.
Not anymore.
That lines up with leftist values. Or, well, they were billionaires.
True.
Because they're all dead. They're all dead. Hamas is a bunch of psychopathic terrorists of the worst order. And nobody would be crazy enough to defend them. No, it's just Islam again. Hasan defended Hamas? Seriously? Okay.
We had to make last-minute changes to this part to prevent it from being age-restricted on YouTube. I cut out the footage from Hamas, and I will attempt to narrate it for you as best I can. In this scene, an older woman is walking hand in hand with a girl who looks about 12. And as they're getting in the back of the van, one of the terrorists gives them a wave goodbye and says goodbye to them in English.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
And the two of them smiling wave back.
That's crazy, dog. Dude. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. That actually, okay, that's too much.
Wait, I don't know if I've watched this before. Is Hasan about to say they were being so nice and kind to them that they would even let them say goodbye and like wave, and they know they're coming back and they're going to take care of them? And
that's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they release
more than I expect as they invade, kill over 1,000 people and start taking hostage.
That's too much. That's more than I expect. Bro, every time they're releasing hostages, the next wave they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
These hostages are being released at gunpoint by the people who likely murdered their family in front of them before kidnapping them. Hasan peddling this narrative that they're sad to leave their captors is beyond disgusting.
The next wave they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good.
It's plainly obvious these are traumatized victims who are scared for their life and doing what the terrorists are telling them to do in order to avoid any conflict on the way out. Oh, look at the sweet masked terrorist with his AK-47. He's so nice. Did you guys see how he waves goodbye?
Dude, okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is some crazy PR. They look traumatized as Wait, what? Bro, they look like they're chilling.
This girl who had her foot blasted off on October 7th and then operated on without anesthesia or painkillers is so sorry to say goodbye to her captors. She's gonna miss their hospitality. Like being raped and being watched showering and changing.
The next wave they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Like, I'm staying.
It's so obvious the terrorists are telling them what to do. Ethan, how can you say that? They look so happy. Keep waving. These morons forgot to cut out this part. Yes, that's a terrorist giving them an order to keep waving. And she does. See how fast she reacts? Totally not a fearful victim of terroristic kidnapping. Anyone peddling this nonsense should be embarrassed and ashamed. How pathetic can you get?
The next wave, they're gonna be like, actually, I'm good. Bro, they look like they're chilling.
All right, the Houthis is one thing, but he's not going to turn on Hamas propaganda videos and watch it on stream. There's no way.
God damn it, dude.
Okay, it's getting hard to defend him. Freedom fighters, musical shit.
Here is a video that came out of how Hamas produces their own motherfucking sniper rifle.
How can you believe
he can
this?
hardly contain his admiration.
Like Nexus, like I'm surprised they didn't have a video of them. This is them running their own nuclear reactor to provide power for the homeless people in Gaza. Like, bro.
For them.
Produces their own motherfucking sniper rifle.
Let's see how long he can go without offering any commentary or analysis on this Hamas hype video.
Is that COD?
Oh, I wonder if Ethan knows why he said that. Because Hasan was commenting on something once. Oh, and it was Arma 3 footage, wasn't it? I wonder if Hasan jokes about that now. That's why he says that. Wait, hold on. We got a XQC intermission.
People said react this, react that. We don't hate react, it's lazy. I actually invented watching it. I invented watching it. People think reacting on stream? No, watching it. I'm not reacting to this. I'm watching this. What about it?
He's taking his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hasan. Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's going to talk.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's doing it! It's doing it! It's my blueprint!
Eat it. 3 breaking news report was sponsored by Applebee's. Oh, this one's fucking insane. I don't know if this is legit or not. Rip. Oof, they lit that thing up. Oh, look at the traces.
Much love, XQCL.
This one is literally Arma 3.
Holy shit. Wait. Is this what XQC does on stream? Wait, whose stream am I looking at up here? Who's got the 50 million TikToks open? God damn, he does more research than Hasan does.
It's fake. It's Arma. Oh, god damn it! I hate it!
The JDAM one is still better. Ethan must include the JDAM in here, right? How are we still 35 minutes left? What the f?
1 minute, 36 seconds. Nice. He's taken his time to analyze and think. I expect nothing less from a journalist such as Hasan. Quiet, everybody. He's about to speak. He's going to talk.
That's crazy.
Based.
He's done it again. We love
We will continue killing your soldiers by our locally manufactured snipers. Wow, there's a little message for the Americans out there as well. They're saying like artisanal snipers. So, why am I showing you this?
Good question. Why are you showing us 2 minutes of uninterrupted Hamas propaganda? I'm sure he has a good answer.
The reason why I'm showing you this is because one thing that the Israeli maintenance of the apartheid has shown us is that there are no half measures on genocide. You either got to hit the full gen, okay? You can't do half genocide, a little bit of displacement, and then continue maintaining an apartheid state and maintaining an occupation. Okay?
Think Hasan will be forced to moderate? Nope. I don't think this will affect him much at all. Well, it'll make him mold because he's very much like an in the moment kind of guy. So he's probably there's shit we'll watch because he's molding like crazy over this. But he's like super embedded in Twitch. Asmongold and him basically have like this red-brown
what was it, Molotov Ribbentrop? Like where they won't kind of like tread on each other's territory. Actually, I'm so curious. Did Asmongold react to this? Yes, Lamau. Did he? Okay. That's good at least. Did he say much or? Wait, he hasn't yet? Maybe he will tomorrow. He must. There's no way that Asma could avoid this, right? But no, I mean, Hasan is like a sign-off from Twitch to do basically whatever terrorist propaganda he wants, as long as it's for the right team, so.
Which is basically what America did back in the day when, you know, we were building America, Manifest Destiny, right?
Hold on. You showed this to us because of Manifest Destiny?
Uh-oh.
Oh, are you talking about? This is just word salad. I mean, he's really saying nothing here. So he has no good reason. Got it. Okay, fine. He likes Hamas. He watches their propaganda. But he's not going to deny the violent rapes that took place. That is way beyond the pale.
Uh-oh. There is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on.
Is Asmongold going to say the terrorists are good or bad? My guess is he has to say they're bad, but he'll say Trump has a plan or he's negotiating with them or something, maybe? I don't know. I don't think I've seen him give econ takes before.
Beyond that, the systematized mass rapes that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again.
Many young people who are simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself.
What did Hezbollah do? Bro, what did Hamas do? What are you talking about? The Stop Anti-Semitism account that considered me to be anti-Semite of the week is...
Only of the week?
Also been hallucinating rapes once again, doing rape fantasies once again, because they're fucking mentally ill.
Hamas has committed horrific acts of sexual violence and took...
Women and girls, men and boys.
Top comment says he probably won't watch it. He said many times he doesn't really want to react to content that involves people he is close with / friends, etc. Nice. So they're both here for the grift. That's crazy. Well, he could react to it. I'm like getting mad at something that hasn't happened yet. Maybe he will react to it. That would be insane if he didn't though. Like
slaughtered after enduring sexual violence. The deadliest day for the Jewish people.
Doesn't matter if rapes happen on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much. So that's the other part of this problem that many people can't contend with. Like,
I can't believe how quickly leftists go from believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot. Obvious.
Wait, we got another Denim's live reaction at this moment. Hold on.
We are believing the women who come forward and talk about their sexual abuse or experiences. I'm not going to believe Biden when he tells me that everybody's getting raped.
Wait, hold on. Just as a quick fucking thing, because I see a lot of fucking retards saying this. Destiny, he said he didn't want to cover your drama as well, to be honest. Whatever drama that exists around me has nothing to do with our political views or the political stuff that we cover or the content we're doing on our stream. To say that like, oh, this is drama about Hasan, the same way that there might be drama about Destiny and not covering both is the same. This is absolutely not the same thing. If this was a video just attacking Hasan over like stuff in his personal life or whatever, that would be a totally different thing. These are not remotely comparable, but okay.
We are believing the women who come forward and talk about their sexual abuse or experiences. I'm not going to believe Biden when he tells me that everybody's getting raped. That's insane. You realize that that's insane, right?
Obviously.
Dam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day.
Oh, no.
And is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if rapes happen on October 7.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if rapes happen on October... happen on October 7.
Hasan, maybe you would like to call her a liar. Please, go right ahead.
Doesn't matter if rapes happen on October 7.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated...
Wait, wasn't this disproven? Was this clip from her disproven? Is he going to play the clip of her saying anything?
Okay.
Gam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well.
Doesn't matter if rapes happened on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it happen. And each week there's more stories coming out. There's a UN report that concludes it happened.
Doesn't matter.
But Hasan needs a rape kit from a mutilated body. It's so vile to deny the suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect. This conflict will never end until people realize that Palestinian liberation.
How do we go from Finkelstein and Shapiro to this in a year? Did none of it matter? What do you mean? It's literally all the same. All of this shit is the same. Finkelstein is a joke. Finkelstein is supposedly, in the West, is treated as an authoritative historian on the Middle East or Israel when he can't speak any of the languages. That's not a real historian. That's a pop historian at best. And really, he's just a garbage historian. He's a David Irving. He actually likes David Irving, which is even more of a condemnation of his academic character. And then Shapiro is literally just a fucking, like, all of these political commentators are now just copy-pasted Twitter people. Like, they're just making the same arguments. Remember that video that we watched earlier from Shapiro, like 6 years ago, talking about tariffs and talking about how bad they were and how stupid they were? This is what Ben Shapiro now says. Everything is just an epic joke. That's what it all is. Everything is just an epic meme and a tweet to everybody now for everything.
And Israeli security are not mutually exclusive. You need both. And it can be done, but not while people like Hasan lie, propagandize, and incite hate. It's people like him, ironically, that prolong the conflict indefinitely. There's no space for conversation. There's no space for rational thought. There's no space for nuance. My position on Palestine is like 5 degrees off from where Hasan is. And to him and his community, I'm the devil. I'm a Nazi. It's delusional thinking, and it's destructive to their own cause.
Jesus Christ.
God forbid you throw up the fucking green Hamas banner.
What is this? And now let's move on to our next terrorist organization, Twitch TV.
Oh shit.
Sinwar, Nasrallah, Dan Clancy. Of course, I'm being a little silly when I call Twitch a terrorist organization. It's only a megaphone for terrorist propaganda. Dan Clancy has been the CEO for a few years, and under his leadership, there's been a few notable instances, one being reducing the premium subscription split from 70-30 to 50-50, which he reversed after backlash. He also attempted to ban the size of sponsored logos on stream to 3% of the size of the screen, was also reversed after backlash. So he's essentially achieved nothing. Oh, well, there is one thing. He actually laid off 900 employees.
Based.
That one he did not take back. But here's where the trouble begins. He likes Hasan. He really likes Hasan. Let me read you an excerpt from a recent interview Dan did. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker. I like the frankness and the bluntness. He's comfortable saying whatever he believes. Don't you think that might be part of the problem there, Danny boy?
Doesn't matter if rapes happen on October 7th.
By speaking what he believes, he should be on Rumble with the other fringe radical political streamers. But no, not under Dan Clancy's watch. Dan has elevated him to the status of Twitch Golden Boy. And if you still have doubts, let this settle the matter. Just for clarity, Dan Clancy is the one filming and singing in this video.
Happy birthday to you.
What the f***?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. Oh my God.
Happy birthday, dear Hasan.
This is crazy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan. Happy birthday from Twitch.
I've been looking around and I genuinely have never seen another video like this anywhere, where Dan Clancy or any top executive forced all these poor sons of bitches during their lunch break to gather around in the crew room and sing happy birthday for
They must sing happy birthday. That has to have happened to at least one other streamer, right? There must be.
Hasan Piker. How humiliating is that? There's also a small issue of Dan being a total creep.
Want to explore clips?
Oh no, this is so cringe.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Oh no.
Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also.
Okay? Okay. Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there. And now you're in your stories.
This arm is pissing me the fuck off.
Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also.
Have a seat on that chair.
Okay.
What were you doing with your pants?
You know, Dan, I would have let this creep narrative go. If it didn't happen twice, roll it.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way, and now you're seeing clips.
Okay, this is embarrassing, but wait, hold on. This doesn't technically make him a creep. It would just make him a coomer, right?
The clips are, and that's not necessarily the algorithm.
First of all, it's gross enough you're a creep, but what an incompetent idiot you are. You're the CEO of Twitch, and you
That's the real key. Like, you should have a official account or like a work account or something for stuff like this, obviously, right?
get caught with the girlies on your homepage twice? Bro, come on, dude. You got wife, man. Got daughters. We don't need to know about this. Don't want that in my head, bro. It's also a little bit disturbing considering, you know, he's these...
Was that curated for his account or just dumb luck? I'm pretty sure the Twitch stuff curates now, so...
People's bosses.
Okay.
He's their boss, kind of, no? Him? No. Why would he be the boss of the streamers? Streamers are just, you're like contract work? I don't think you'd say they're boss. Like a Twitch employee would be... He'd be the boss of them, but not for a streamer, I don't think.
Disturbing considering, you know, he's these people's bosses.
Okay.
All right, so he's incompetent. He's a creep. He's protecting terrorist propagandists. So what's up? So what's the big deal with Dan Clancy? Well, what happened next is what really made me realize how corrupted and rotten Twitch is to the very core of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why didn't you go take a...
Technically, can he end the contract of the contract worker? Yeah, but like, I mean, like, that's true of any stream he could watch, right? That's true of girl streams or guy streams or anything, right?
Or of the organization. First, let me introduce you to Frogan.
Why didn't you go take a trip to Home Depot and buy some rope?
She's one of Hasan's main moderators. She's leading great discourse like Ethan's Islamophobic for saying, don't kill civilians. She has zero talent. She has 100 concurrent viewers, but somehow she's always on the homepage. She's winning awards. Nobody's watching her. Nobody cares. Why is she relevant? We don't know. It's important for me to show you guys what an actual horrible person Frogan is, so that you can see who Twitch is elevating. So let's start with this clip. Ludwig, a large streamer on Twitch, donated $10,000 to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That's a wonderful thing to do, right?
Oh my God, I remember this. This is so f***ing cringe. Holy shit.
No, not good enough for Frogan.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where, like, 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And, like, ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated $10K. Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate. But I won't throw it on you, you know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are going to say that, you know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Between, like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is.
Did she ever get banned for these comments?
But I don't need to put your money there. I don't need to.
Also, the more embarrassing party here is not Frogan, it's Ludwig, for the fact that he still bends over backwards to appease these fucking losers, even though they'll never like him. And it's just, God, it's so cringe. Everyone involved here is so cringe.
Enter a fucking debate about whether that's worthwhile.
Cake. I know Arabs are dying, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you to donate. Do whatever you want. Me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not gonna promote it. Just don't say you donated $10,000 then. Look, if you're not actively believing, if you don't believe in the cause, and if you're not against genocide at this point, like, keep your money. Keep your $10,000. Keep your little chump change. Like, what do you want to do? You want me to say like, congratulations?
Imagine being Frogan, a leftist living in LA in comfort, begging for her rent money on stream, and telling displaced and famished Palestinian children, "No kids, you need to give that 10,000 back. Ludwig didn't pass my purity test."
Keep your fucking money.
But wait, there's more.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers.
Oh no.
Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. Oh my God, I want my Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into America.
This clip obviously made the rounds on social media and rightfully outraged a lot of people. Here's how she responded the next day.
I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into America.
I think people saying she got a 3-day ban for this. This is supposed to be a 30-day ban, I'm pretty sure. On the Twitch TOS, I think veteran status is explicitly a protected class, and she's making fun of somebody for a health condition as well, like about a protected class. I'm pretty sure this counts as hate speech. Like by the Twitch TOS. Somebody can link the community guidelines as well, but like this is insane. Oh, she might not even gotten banned for this. It was just for the panel. True, yeah.
Based? Based? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still agree with it. Based?
The smug defiance Frogan is showing is only because she knows that Twitch will do nothing to moderate her, despite veterans being classified as a protected group in Twitch's own community guidelines. But wait, there's more.
Okay, 6250, 9/11 baking stream with Raf and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raf, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
This tweet was the final straw for me. You'll notice the date is October 7th, 2023, the morning of the massacre, at 5:30 a.m. Pacific time. At this moment, Hamas militants had infiltrated a music festival and several kibbutzim, where they began their wanton slaying of civilians. Here's what she tweeted. Leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of a revolution happening in America. But as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. It's not what she said. It's when she said it. While she's on Twitter celebrating, I was listening to the local news in Israel. Families were calling into news stations begging for help. Let me show you what I mean.
איפה אתם? יואו, ממי, תשלחי מיקום. תתחברו, תמצאו מקום, תתחברו. אבל אני אוהבת אותך, אנחנו בתוך הלחם. אי אפשר לצאת. אני יוצא לכיוון שלכם עכשיו, שלחי מיקום. שלחי מיקום. אני בא, ממי, שלחי מיקום, אלוהים.
The morning of October 7th, Israelis were listening to calls like this all morning long. Dozens of them. Imagine reading this tweet after listening to this. This woman should have moved on years ago to another profession. But for some reason, Twitch is obsessed with keeping her on life support.
And Hasan too.
And instead
is she still a mod in Hasan's chat?
Of moderating her, they actually gave her an award. Together for Legendary Woman. in which you would get front page placement all year long. This is actually my favorite detail about Frogan. She won a Rising Star Award at the Streamer Awards, an award show put on by her friends. And then the next year, guys, she gets nominated for Rising Star again. Are they f***ing with her? You can't be Rising Star twice. It's up or it's down, man. In fact, you were never up. That was the problem. They tried to pretend like you were up, but you were always down. Rising Star twice. What's this, Mario Kart? You hit a boost up there or some shit?
Jesus.
Because Frogan is the two-time Rising Star champ, and because of her massive viewership of 100 concurrent viewers, it only makes sense that Twitch would give her one of the main stages at TwitchCon to do a 45-minute long segment. Her idea that was Twitch approved, an Arab to Jew racial tier list. So the premise.
This is such an unhinged, bro. You have to be. This is like when you're hanging out with. It's got to be like black dude has like white friends and you go hang out with them in their house and they're playing Call of Duty and they're just like dropping N-bombs like casually. You're like, wait, what the f, bro? And the guy's like, yeah, I mean, like, we just play FPS, dude. That's just what we say. But it's not like that's just what we do. And it's like, bro, how comfortable are you guys? Or like you hear somebody who's streaming for like PewDiePie. No offense, rip. I love PewDiePie. Don't even know if he's racist. But I just thought it was funny that he was streaming for a few weeks. And then out of nowhere, just an N-bomb comes out. I'm like, holy shit, bro. What are you saying normally? The fact that you're so comfortable doing this. Oh, my God.
This is who can say Habibi, an Arabic word of affection like baby or sweetheart. And this tier list determines who can say it. Top and most desirable tier is Arab. And at the bottom, the worst one is, quote, loves Sabra. Now, why does loves Sabra equate to Jews? Sabra is a well-known Israeli company that makes hummus. They've been on the divestment list for many, many years, so the activists are well aware of their status. Oh yeah, and Sabra literally means a Jew that was born in Israel. It also plays up an anti-Semitic trope that denies Jewish identity in the Middle East. There's this idea that Israelis are all white colonizers who are stealing the culture and identity of Arabs to make it seem like they belong there. Watch Frogan and her co-hosts accuse Israelis of culturally appropriating Arab culture.
The one thing that's like funny is that there's two types of like genocide, right? There's like genocide.
Oh no, is this the one where she doesn't know what a Druze is?
Of real people. And then there's like cultural genocide, right? Like this is fucking funny, but it's like those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
What was the
to me?
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra and make that like the staple hummus of America, insane.
It's super offensive to us, and like that's actual like cultural appropriation. Like people get mad when someone has like dreadlocks and they call that culture. I'm like, come on, it's just like a hairdo. Like it's okay. People like white people are allowed to have dreadlocks if they want dreadlocks, but like actually trying to claim our food, our desserts.
Just one question for you guys. Who the fuck do you think is making the hummus in Israel? Martha Stewart? No, it's the same fucking Arabic-speaking Jews that you kicked out in the 1950s. Yes, they also like hummus, and they like all the same shit you do. Because they are you. They're from your country. You kicked them all out, and now you're accusing them of stealing your culture. You want to talk about cultural genocide? Well, here it is. You racist piece of shit.
Those motherfuckers trying to take hummus and say it's Israeli is the most insane thing to me.
Hey, scumbag, here's a hummus place we used to eat at. The chef is from Yemen. Here's another dude from Syria. Does this dude look like a white colonizer to you? Would you like to tell him he's stealing your culture? Well, this is what most Israelis look like.
Listen, if Frogan and Hasan can be Arab coded, then yeah, these guys, all the Jews here, can be Brooklyn coded.
Dude, the fact that they have the audacity to create Sabra.
This is casual bigotry being passed around like a leftist talking point. It's exactly why people are saying that anti-Semitism is coming mostly from the left. And yes, I know this dipshit is also Jewish. Incredible. He picked up so many tokens, he actually became one. And by the way, everybody on this panel is looking pretty fucking white themselves. So bearing all of this in mind, it's really not a stretch to say that the Love Sabra bracket is a dog whistle for Israelis or Jews.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good
good reaction.
That was a good.
This is this is like past progressive shit. But this is kind of what I was saying before, where it's like, this stuff has to go, guys. Now I know this is hating Jews, which I mean, like, everybody kind of hates Jews. So maybe there might be room for hating Jews in our movement, okay? Because, everybody has small, maybe. But generally, this idea of like, well, you can't be racist against white people, you can't be racist against Jews, probably not good, and it probably alienates too many people, and it's just probably mega retarded and mega autistic, and the type of people you recruit to your movement, probably not good, okay? This kind of shit is fucking cringe, all right? It's fucking cringe.
Good one. That's good. All right. Turn that up. Turn giraffes.
We all know where this is going.
You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my.
Denims. Well, obviously it's Love Sabra, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
That's easy. That's
Definitely Love Sabra.
She apparently consulted with the head of the KKK, and he told her more subtle. So if it wasn't obvious enough, they pulled me, one of the best-known Jewish creators, and immediately put me in Sabra. Hasan, by the way, who's Turkish.
Can you genuinely explain to me why the Love Sabra stuff is weird? I can easily dismiss this as some cringe joke about loving Zionist genocidal hummus. No, you're so autistic that there's no possible way that I could explain it to you. There's something in your brain that inhibits you from understanding human interactions. All I would say, my recommendation, is you should pay a friend full time to hang out with you for every single social interaction you have. Because in any world, if you have thrown up so many red flags to somebody and you try to make jokes like this, everybody's going to look at you like, what, bro? Like, could somebody get away with I could get away with doing a fucking thing like this? Because people know I hate Arabs and not Jews. I'm just kidding. Because people know I don't hate any group of people. Well, maybe, I don't know, actually. Everybody thinks I hate everybody. Who knows? But like, or Ethan could probably do, assuming Jews were the butt of the joke here. He's proven enough. He's against all the anti-Palestinian stuff, everything too. But like, if you consistently done anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic, anti-Zionist like statements over and over and over again, you're celebrating terrorist attacks on October 7th. Oh, there they are. And by they, I'll leave that up to your imagination who they are. You can't. You just can't make jokes like this. You can't do it because one is you don't even know if it's a joke. And is it a joke? Like.
It's not Arab, is Arab. That's the good one. The Arab ethnicity.
Is today like a holiday, or are there like fireworks going on outside? What's the noise? It's February 1st. Is that a holiday I should know about?
Is S tier. Then Denim's jokes that we don't have a category low enough for Zionists. Once again, calling out my Jewish identity.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist.
And if it isn't about being Jewish,
why would they put Ben Shapiro in the thumbnail?
One of the other most prominent Jews on YouTube, in the category next to me, when he's not even featured in the game. Who's next down there? Anne Frank? Einstein? Seth Rogen? Schindler? Well, he wasn't Jewish, but they would put him down there, let's be real. It also doesn't help their case that both my wife and Ben Shapiro's wife were born in Israel, which would make them Sabras. So Love Sabra, literally in this case, means Jew lover. That sounds pretty racist. And what about the title? How Arab are these Twitch streamers? Hold on a minute. I thought this was about hummus. I'm tired of these people gaslighting me. Haven't the Jews been gassed enough? So you're telling me you understand what a microaggression is, but you can't understand why a Jewish man might be uncomfortable with this. I feel like this is indefensible, blatant, obvious anti-Semitism, and this was greenlit by Twitch to appear on their main stage. How is that even possible? Right in front of their sponsors too, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This racial tier list was brought to you by our sponsors, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. This is an example of Twitch management elevating a racist nobody like Frogan at the detriment of their own company's well-being. Why? After the predictable controversy this caused, Dan Clancy, the CEO, went live for the first time after 2 weeks and did an FAQ.
It's exciting to be here.
Oh, God, I remember
Mary,
this.
thanks for having me. It's always a joy to do this with you. And we have a lot to talk about. And, looking forward to questions.
Let's take a look at some of the questions they got. This person asked, do you plan on addressing the anti-Semitism problem? Dan's response, permanent ban. Why do you not ban streamers that show terrorist propaganda on your website? Good question. Permanent ban. Do you care to comment about the ADL and anti-Semitism on Twitch? Ban. Why the fuck is the CEO banning people for asking reasonable questions about a relevant controversy they've been in? What the fuck is this? These are not even written like in a mean way. You are banned, just like the entire country of Israel. It had just been discovered around the same time as this Arab tier list that Twitch had secretly, without announcing it anywhere, banned the entire country of Israel from creating new accounts. This was enacted right after October 7th, and it continued on for a year. And if you're wondering how you didn't hear about it before, it's not because here's the top Israeli streamer's video about it, which is entitled, Twitch does not want Jews on their platform. He explains that they slowly started to realize no
Thank you for the Moon Ruin subtitles.
Accounts could be made, and him and his fellow Israeli streamers were causing a lot of noise to get noticed. But Twitch completely ignored them for 5 months. When he created a support ticket with Twitch, it was straight up deleted with zero explanation. Around the end of the year, when people started talking about anti-Semitism on Twitch, Dan Saltman discovered the Israel ban when he was sent the code proving the block happened, presumably from someone who works at Twitch, and it could no longer be ignored. Israeli and American media started to pick up the story, which finally forced Twitch to respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens.
You know Hasan's audience asked why he's black. What do you mean? Wait, this guy's black? There's tons of black people in Brooklyn, no?
To respond. He also explains the block started on October 13th, which happens to be Global Jihad Day, when Islamic terrorists call on others globally to act, which he thinks is an odd coincidence. They were never notified in any way, and it greatly affected their business. He says he doesn't feel safe with Dan Clancy in power, as he feels he can no longer trust him. When Israelis try to sign up, it gives you a generic error message. It doesn't say anything that suggests that you're ineligible because you're in Israel. So when one of these guys wrote to Twitch customer service,
Jesus fucking Christ. Who can this guy stay on his medication for more than a couple years at a time? What the fuck? Are you okay? I used to want to f Kamala until she lost. I don't f losers anymore. And he spells losers like loose. Who does this? Kanye. Put down the Twitter account. Jesus Christ.
this is what they said. I am really sorry that you are having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time.
Under the new increased scrutiny, Dan Clancy panicked and posted 2 terrible explanations on Twitter that were immediately community noted.
How can Twitch say on one hand that they've reviewed the case thoroughly, and then on the other hand say it was an accident and they didn't know? This is all very fishy. A big media company like Twitch doesn't realize that their new account signups from Israel has completely flatlined? You're telling me that you guys didn't notice that? That's impossible. Then, at the same time, it was announced that Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, and the little Houthi twink.
Bro, what was happening here? What was going on here? This must be like a timeline fracture.
Terrorists were all unbanned and they could stream again on Twitch. This is like the holy trinity of anti-Semitism.
So guys, yeah, we're back on Twitch. Welcome. I know we had gotten banned or whatever, or we got suspended, but I went ahead and appealed it. And we're back in the house, man. So for all the haters out there that were like, you know, oh yeah, they got banned on Twitch. Hey, be mad. Be mad, guys, because we are back in the house. They can't stop us.
They did stop them an hour later. All 3 of the accounts were eventually rebanned. But the decision to unban those 3 creators at that exact time, and being 3 of the best known anti-Semites on the internet, seems to clearly be trying to send a message. And then it was discovered that Twitch's head of policy and community guidelines was previously fired from her job publicly by the British government. Why? She does not like the Jews. That's right. Their head of trust and safety was previously suspended from her job at Ofcom for being too anti-Zionist. And guess where her very next job was at? That's right. Twitch TV. Apparently she was posting pro-Hamas tweets only mere days after October 7th happened. That's so interesting. It sounds just like someone else we know. It's almost like supporting terrorists is institutional. Hell, it might even be a prerequisite. Take a look at this tweet from Twitch's senior manager of inclusive marketing, Bridget Chermating, on October.
Why does Hasan over and over again say that Ethan is your friend? Because remember, you never, ever can respond to any criticism of substance. The goal is always to just character attack, character assassinate, or if you can't character assassinate people around the character, and like that's always the Hasan strategy 101. He'll just do that until this goes away, and then in a week or two, he'll be back to his ordinarily scheduled content.
12. People are posting screenshots of them donating to Israel relief funds. Shake my head, y'all are truly rooting for the oppressor. Read a damn book. This tweet was made only 5 days after the October 7th massacre. The donations she's criticizing would go to families like this, if they were still alive. This entire family was murdered in cold blood by Hamas terrorists on October 7th. Bridget, who did these little girls oppress? How can you act so high and mighty for your cause and be so callous and inhuman for the innocents on the other side? This statement was made by the senior manager for inclusive marketing. Is that some kind of joke? Is this what inclusion looks like at Twitch? Is it really crazy at this point, after all this, to say that Twitch has an anti-Semitism problem? I think.
How did Ethan get permission to film this in the Twitch offices? I'm really curious about that.
It would be harder at this point to argue the opposite. Oh, Bridget, one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. Can you tell me the answer to this riddle? What's the difference between a Boy Scout and a Jewish kid? I'm standing by. Let us know. And yes, it's true. I should point out this tweet is from 2011. This one, however, is from 22. Sarah Silverman tweeted out, Kanye threatened the Jews yesterday on Twitter and it's not even trending. Why do mostly only Jews speak up against Jewish hate? The science is so loud. Bridget said, this was the energy I was around when I worked with 2 Jewish women in social impact, who were both senior to me.
Can I just say I do respect it. The hustle from some like academic black people who just can be the most racist pieces of shit ever, but because they're black, that like shields them from all accusations of racism, because the only people who actually care about racism are like other progressives who are too scared to ever criticize a minority for literally anything ever. So props to you for using that shield effectively.
She's trying to make Sarah Silverman seem like some kind of Jewish Karen for caring about anti-Semitism.
Like imagine if you like replace Jewish with any minority here. You could probably get away with Asian now, maybe shit on Asian people, but like Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't really care about any of this if she wasn't the head of fucking diversity at Twitch. What the is happening here? This is insane. So with people like her deciding what is and isn't okay on Twitch, there's no surprise that you end up with these extraordinarily uneven enforcements of the rules. Take, for example, this clip of the streamer Destiny. He was permanently banned for what he said here.
That community is never worth engaging with. There's just no point in doing it. Like it's the risk of me like ending up getting like permabanned and my life destroyed because of these like inbred disgusting losers is like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then,
I can't believe I got permabanned for that. What? That's so insane to me. Holy shit. Like looking back through all, what the
Let's have a friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred, which results in a permanent ban. Okay.
Also, to be clear, that was directed towards the Twitter crazies, but okay. Oh shit, I already know where this is going.
Okay, has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another
I thought it was a subhuman thing. I thought it was a subhuman thing until I got from the Twitch people when somebody who worked there sent me the clip. It was that clip is what got me banned. It wasn't because of subhuman, it was because of inbred. I thought it was subhuman too for a long time, but it was inbred.
Just a bunch of inbred hicks. Imagine the most inbred white supremacist guy you can imagine, okay? Every week there was another psychopathic settler, inbred douchebag. Oh, these inbred fucking douchebags in the background, dude. A nation entirely comprised of messianic, inbred, ultra-orthodox psychopaths that these inbred don't understand. Educated, inbred, fundamentalist hicks.
Calling us in the middle of campus, calling us inbred, that we have no culture. One of them grabbed my friend's Israeli flag in the middle of campus, carried it to a mob by the gate that were communicating with the angry mobs outside of campus.
Untrained, inbred asses shipped into southern Lebanon, telling us that we are all inbred and that we have no culture.
You want to see clips?
Inbred, 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 inbred.
Happy birthday from Twitch, Hasan.
The clips are.
Didn't they do 2 happy birthday songs for him? I thought there was a second one.
Hasan, a non-Jewish person, is referring to Jews as inbred consistently throughout his career.
Inbred, ultra-Orthodox psychopaths.
Zero punishment. Hasan interviewing a Houthi pirate.
The Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
Zero punishment. Hasan watching terrorist propaganda with zero critical commentary.
They do do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Zero punishment. Hasan threatening a sitting congressperson. This one actually blew my mind. When I saw he tweeted that, I said, he's done after this for sure. For sure he is. For those that may not recognize this weapon, I'll explain. Shinzo Abe is a former Japanese prime minister. He served from 2012 to 2020. He was assassinated in July of 22 in a stunning fashion that left the Japanese public horrified.
Wait, we got a Denims react? Hold on, what?
Emu, beyond incredible. This stuff works. I've tried everything out there. This is
Blue
the
Emu?
only stuff I'll buy now.
What
Used
does it
this
do?
product for 6 months, and my back is great. I'll use Blue Emu for any muscle or joint. Highly recommend.
Cool. Damn, a band in my life destroyed because of these like inbred fucking disgusting losers is like, it's just not worth it. It's just totally not worth it.
And okay, fair enough. If you're going to be consistent with the enforcement, then, let's have a friend.
Surely he's going to play the actual video, right? He doesn't play it. You're something else, Ethan Klein. You are a real terrible person for this shit.
What is the actual clip? That was the actual thing that was in my file. Like, I think that clip actually still exists on Twitch's servers for my band. I think there might even still be a link to it if somebody has it, I think.
He got banned for saying, this is fake, by the way. He's literally lying.
She's literally lying, but they all lie, so that's just what they do. Red-brown alliance, it's all there. It's what they do.
Epstein got banned for saying
Oh, so she's going to find the clip, right?
that the protesters should be mowed down.
Wait, what? That was like... You know that I streamed after Rittenhouse, right? What next? Is she going to say when I said mowed down, I meant ran over?
Or sorry, the rioters. The rioters. I think it specifically was rioters.
It was protesters who want to burn down buildings, but
during the Rittenhouse debacle, I don't even know what to call it. And he said that rioters should be mowed the fuck down or something like that. Dipshit protesters. Did he say? No, he didn't say protesters. He had to have said rioters, right?
She doesn't even know what the f she's talking. She has no idea. Also, I just got departnered for this. I didn't get banned at all for that, but... What is she possibly Googling right now?
He did. In context, so talking about Rittenhouse, the quote is, if that means white redneck militia dudes mowing down dipshit protesters that think they can torch buildings at 10 p.m. At this point, they have my, I think that was blessing.
Base.
He got banned for the Rittenhouse thing. He might have also gotten banned for the clip that Ethan Klein just showed, but the final ban was that one.
Well, time doesn't go that way. It usually just goes in one direction. Even if you go really fast and you got a lot of mass, time still only moves in one direction. Sometimes at varying speeds, but generally just one way.
It was the final one, and he hasn't been unbanned since then.
Friendly place, a safe environment. It's calling a minority group inbred.
Rittenhouse shooting. 2020. Elden Ring. Release date. 2022. It's okay. Well, it's kind of interesting.
Which results in a permanent ban. Okay. Has anyone else done that?
The Jewish KKK brigades out there, just a bunch of fucking inbred hicks. Imagine the most...
He was killed with a makeshift weapon that the shooter had built himself at home. So when Hasan saw this tweet that he didn't like, he posted the schematics in what can only be presumed as an invitation to someone in his fan base to build this weapon and then assassinate this sitting congressperson who wrote a tweet he did not like. I genuinely do not know how he didn't land himself in prison for making terroristic threats.
Zero punishment.
Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods.
And this isn't just a Hasan problem. It underscores a disturbing trend among leftists on Twitch. The problem is, if you can believe it, these people are frequently making death threats and facing zero consequence. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I assure you it's very real.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? 30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Bro, that Destiny guy needs to get
Oh, damn, it includes these? This is wild. What the fuck?
No,
bro?
I'm gonna fucking lie.
As I'm getting like fucking swatted and everything else by conservatives, and people are doxing me, like, thank you. Yes, I do like your death threats.
Not gonna fucking lie.
It would just be so easy to just, it would solve all of our problems. Like, we would have socialism now at this point.
You're welcome,
right?
I guess, guys.
We would have socialism at this point. If someone just went out of their way and it would be so easy.
Thing that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
Actually, Mike from PA, the dude that's stuck in the before image of a transformation story.
Jesus. Also, only 100K to kill me? Come on. I gotta be a higher profile target than that by now, right?
Did receive a 3-day ban.
This man put a bounty on a fellow streamer's head. This man should not be getting a 3-day suspension. He should be getting a knock on his door from the FBI.
I made this video for 2 reasons. First, to stop Hasan infiltrating mainstream media. Hasan has been welcomed by many mainstream outlets. They view him as a friendly social democrat, as someone who's just trying to spread progressive politics online to an important demographic. But we know that's not true. He is not their friend or their ally. If you ever see Hasan rubbing shoulders with anyone from mainstream media, let them know politely, with all the civility in the world, what kind of person he is when he thinks mainstream media isn't watching. Help them understand that his name should be associated with people like...
How the f*** they get away with that? Police report, this is a lot of work to do shit, okay? And also, Twitch doesn't give a f*** about anything. You can say whatever the f*** you want about me. If you're on some crazy shit, like you accidentally let like if you were PewDiePie, like on the bridge, and you were like, and then you say, but if you were like, Destiny, if you would have just thrown that at the end, on Twitch, adding Destiny to the end of whatever you say is the equivalent of adding in Minecraft. It makes all of it okay. So there's a future recommendation. If you're on Twitch, you're worried you're gonna get banned for saying some unhinged shit, just say it was about me and you'll be fine. I got you. I got your back, buddy. Okay.
Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones, other fringe, radical, political commentators. Number 2, Twitch must be held accountable. Twitch has proven that it will not change by choice, and so it is our moral imperative to enact that change through any reasonable means that we can. Samsung, Chevron, and Capcom. Twitch has given them a lasting association with a racial tier list with Arabs at the top and Jews at the bottom. These brands have every right to know, and they should. We all recall YouTube's adpocalypse. It happened when ads were running over ISIS recruitment videos, and it caused a brand exodus. The same thing is happening now on Twitch, but instead of ISIS, it's the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah. Dan Clancy's refusal to moderate extremists is the only reason for any of this. He is the sole person to blame. He had so many opportunities to stop this. Ultimately, after dedicating months of my life to creating this video, I am left with one overwhelming conclusion. Fuck this dude.
Damn.